All right, welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 115, where we got some demos of hot new games coming out soon, and also some surprise indie games that I didn't know about until last week.
Line on his pants.
What's up?
So what happened?
What outline? Look at him with his fucking portable fridge. Look at him.
You know what we're talking about? He's still smiling.
Yeah, look at him. You gotta be sponsored. You gotta be sponsored by Coke, my God, not Under Armour.
Dude, I wish. I drink so much fucking Coke. It's ridiculous.
Okay, whoa, Coca-Cola.
I probably fund 90% of their stock market.
So if you stopped fucking like buying Coke, they'd be like, "No, we need to re-strategize here." We just took a huge hit.
There was a guy. Somebody posted on Reddit. I think I may have told you guys this about the chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the chocolate milk.
So his brother, it is the reason they order chocolate milk at the grocery store or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they put out a notice to his parents that were like, you need to notify us when he goes away to college so that we stop ordering so much chocolate milk.
Oh, got it. So they can save money. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hobby in the chat says, I haven't gotten any yet, but I saw people posting about it on Reddit, so I'll send them another workaround if they come up with one. Okay, so Hobby will keep you guys posted about the ads.
Okay. I know that there was an update to the base version of uBlock for it, but they apparently have figured out another way around it.
I'm sure they do. They probably have their top guys on. Like, we got to feed them ads. As many ads as possible. Which, I guess keeps the light on, but...
I'm sure it's
actually, no. They're owned by Amazon. They're owned by Amazon. They don't need more money.
Yeah.
All right? Stop giving me ads. Thanks.
Jeff Bezos should make an OnlyFans called Jeff Besitos, and he just blows kisses at his audience.
You beat me to it, because I was going to say, don't call him Jeff Bezos, call him Jeff Bezos. Yeah. And then just go at the end. Yeah. But then you call it Besitos, that's even better. I like it. I'm the sub. Anywho, the voices you're hearing on your speakers in your car on the way to work is myself, Anthony. We got Randall here looking at porn again. How you doing? Hold on, let me go this way because he loves getting as far away as fucking possible, making this the worst framing in fucking podcast history. We got Bryant over there. And we got Kelsey joining us with the Under Armour and Coca-Cola sponsorship.
And the nuts.
If only.
Yeah. Yo, you know how much bank you'd be getting? Those are huge fucking brands.
Right?
Holy. He wouldn't be here. He'd be so Hollywood. He'd be like, I'm not going to that fucking podcast.
No, I would still show to the podcast because I'd be like, yeah, so, Under Armour today gave me another shirt. I don't know why, like it doesn't fit because I'm fat, but they gave me another shirt.
And look, more Coke.
Contradictory fucking thing is Under Armour to get them swole, and then it's Coca-Cola to regulate them, essentially.
Yeah.
This episode of Split Screen Losers brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. And we get sued right immediately as we're here. Like, someone in the chat's like, we're suing you. Oh, shit. Did you say Sue Young?
Shit.
Randall, we remember, we went through this. I already saw what she looked like.
Oh, I wasn't going to say.
You sure? Because we said Sue Young, you did this.
No. All I did was look up.
He was like, shorty little baddie.
Yeah, he did actually say.
Released another update.
Nah, man, they got delayed, man.
So I wish they in the beginning, like they delayed it to like earlier this year. I think was their first one, right?
Yes. I
think what they should have done was instead of delaying it until was it September and then October, then November, they should have just delayed it until to December, and then if they got everything done, they could be like, great news, guys. We're releasing early, And
yeah.
Otherwise, you just give the expectation with them keeping moving the date, I think is killing a lot of fans because they're like,
yeah.
Look, I really love the fact that you're delaying the game because you want to release it, you want to be, make sure it's a great game. But you're fucking killing me here with hyping me up, and then I'm like, oh my god, 12 minutes until it gets here. And then you're like, hey guys, so it's actually going to be 47,000 minutes. So if you could just calm down, like.
And
It
it's
was
like,
funny as
oh,
yesterday, I was like, oh shit, in 3 weeks, no one's gonna hear from me. Literally yesterday.
oh my gosh. I was talking about it this morning too, and then we got the news, and I'm like, of course. Because I was listing off like the games I got to play still. I got to play like 2 open world games plus Cyberpunk. That's 3, which is Watch Dogs Legions and Valhalla, which is coming out early November. And then Black Ops comes out as well. So I'm like, I got to get some I got to go pew pew. So like,
Did you say you were gonna get Hyrule Warriors? Because that's in November.
I want to play it because it's like, it has like backstory of Breath of the Wild or something.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why I didn't pre-order or anything was I didn't know if anyone else was gonna play it until it was like November. That's Cyber Month.
Is it co-op?
So now I'm like, the first one was
Is it online co-op?
probably. I mean, I can look it up.
If it's online co-op, that would be better for us. Now we won't have to wait
Also,
till we're...
fucking these past few weeks I've been staring at Pokemon Shield store page trying to buy, almost like one frame from buying it. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I don't know. It's been years because Pokemon.
Because you haven't played Pokemon. Yeah, you haven't played Pokemon in years, and you tried Let's Go like 2 years ago, and you're like, oh, this is nice.
Okay.
I liked it because it was a nostalgia trip. The catching was whatever. I just wanted to go through I wanted to go through that city in 3D. You know what I'm saying? Like with actual updated visuals. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I remember when I was a kid, I made all these 3D shit in my head. It wasn't like 4 colors on the screen because it was on Game Boy Color. Like, oof. I love walking through it.
I still have my original Game Boy Color and the blue and red
Does
cartridges.
it work?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I even still have. So I think one of the pieces broke. But you know, the Game Boy Color, the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color were like, you know, this big, and the screen was like that big, right? And then the buttons. So like trying to play now is like me doing this, and I'm going.
That's probably uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is not comfortable. And so even as a kid, I had bought an expansion set that gives you this like massive magnifying glass for the screen. And then it increases the size of the buttons and things, so that when you can like hold it and actually not
get fucking carpal tunnel trying to play a Game Boy.
But I'm pretty sure that the buttons thing broke, like it snapped in half, and so I couldn't use it anymore. But I still had the screen, so I was like, let's see how this works. Let's boot up the thing, and I was like, nope. Now I remember why it is that I have that.
It's too small. It's too vertical, so it just feels odd. It's not ergonomic. I think that's the term. It just feels odd. I don't know, Brian. Maybe because you don't have that itch for Pokemon. I still play Pokemon Go just when I'm taking a shit or something, and I'm like, oh, there's Pokemon around, and I catch it.
It's like, also like a friend of mine's big on Pokemon, and he does like the online Pokemon Showdown PvP stuff, and I've been watching him, and then I'm like, that looks fun, and then there's a new expansion for Shield that came up, Sword and Shield
last week,
and then I've been hearing just a bunch of people talking about that, and I'm just like, I want to hit Hitmonlee.
Yeah, but those competitive stuff is like they're catching for like, what is it, EV or IV levels? Like they're doing another level of PvP. Like it's not like, oh, mine could kick you, and fire versus ice. Like,
interesting, though.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Whenever my fucking Twitch check comes in from all the subs that people gave me, like the last few weeks, now I'll probably buy myself a copy of that or Hyrule Warriors.
If Hyrule Warriors is online co-op, we can add that to our backlog if you want.
The first one was too, I'm pretty sure.
But it was local. It wasn't
online as well. Because remember, you could. There was one time we did a match with someone else, some other guy who had a Link or something.
That sounds familiar. Like a high-level Link, right? Or like a high-level character, and he came in and just slaughtered. I don't remember. But yeah, I guess so. We can add it to the list. We're almost finished with, Darksiders Genesis, which are going up Saturday mornings on youtube.com/ADLR Plays. What are we doing after? Go ahead.
What for the what is it? The DLC for Sword and Shield? Because like I have Sword or Shield, I forget which one it is. What does the DLC include? Like, what is it?
So it's a whole new area. it's a whole new area, so there's a bunch of more exploring to do. They added I don't know if this is exclusive to the DLC, but they added new gigantic Giga Muy Grande versions of Pokemon. They added a bunch of legacy Pokemon back into it. They added more legendary. They added a fuckload of legendaries, and now there's like special ways to get all of them. Like they also brought back, with the addition of some of them. You remember how I think it was with the gold and silver, one of the dogs, how you basically would have to find them and then chase them down.
Oh, Entei,
So
Suicune, and
a lot of legendaries apparently work like that too. And then they added some kind of cave. I don't know if it's cave co-op quests or just more like dungeon stuff. They give you more explore instead of, hey, Poke Battle. Look at that idiot looking at me, fight him. Like it's more exploratory, is what I've been told.
what is the third one called? Raikou?
It's Suicune Entei Raikou.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I have it. I haven't finished it because I was like, I don't know.
It's more
like,
Pokemon.
It's fun. Yeah, but it's like it's Pokemon.
It's
I've
more
played this for
Pokemon.
years. I played blue. I played red. I played yellow. I played
Gold and silver, Ruby,
and
Sapphire.
Then, yeah, you know, like I think I have Ruby for the DS, and I'm just like, it's Pokemon. And so like I got it because, you know, my neighbor's daughter wanted to fight
Trade
against
Pokemon
me
or something.
and trade, yeah, and things like that. So I got it, and I was playing it for a little while, and then we did like a couple of she and I battled off, and she just wiped my ass every time with it. Like
Okay.
she had a lot of the same characters I did. Like she had a Pidgey, was Pidgeot. Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the highest one.
So we
That
both
I'm
had
aware of.
Pidgeots. Or no, it was the steel
Skarmory?
the steel version of Pidgey. Can't think of its name.
Steel?
It's
Is
like
it
a metal
new?
version of Pidgey.
I might not know who it is then.
That
might be
metal bird I think of is Skarmory.
Yeah.
You're
talking about Spearow and Fearow?
No, it's
But they're not
Corviknight?
steel.
Is it Corviknight?
What is it?
Corviknight? It's like purple.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yes,
probably
that
newer
one.
ones.
Okay,
It's new. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
he's really
about
cool because it's literally like having a it's literally like having a Pidgey that is better. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And she taught him a couple of moves that were like really good against some of my other characters, and so I like brought one out, and then she had a move to counter one of them that was gonna like destroy her other character, and then I brought somebody else out that would kill him, but he was faster than that character, and
So he
she
goes
apparently had
first.
another move that was strong, that was super effective against him, and so she just dominated my team, and I was like, well, it's already, you know, I'm already down 3 Pokemon, and you've only lost 1. Don't
You can
know
still
that
come
there's gonna
back
be
from
much
that.
more I can do.
There's so much new shit. So I was watching my friend do like the showdown PvP stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many new moves and so much like layers of meta. There's a fucking move called Trick Room where the slowest Pokemon goes first now. And so if you just have people who slap half your degree away, and then they have Trick Room that you can body, and I don't know, it's very interesting. The way I've been told was Sword and Shield base is like whatever. If you like Pokemon, you'll like it, but there's room for a lot more to be added.
Yeah.
And then the first DLC was basically filler. Like no one hated it, but no one was like, "This is what I was asking for."
I didn't know there was other DLC already out.
Yeah, it's like something Isle, Forgotten Isle, or something. But then the Crown Tundra one, people are like, for
This
the
is
most
it.
part, positive about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I really
the starter. So initially, only one of the. I think it's only one of the starter Pokemon had Gigantamax Muy Grande Large Edition.
Okay.
Move thing. This one added it for the fire one and water one. The water one is a chameleon on a skyscraper tall rose with a sniper. So in my head, I think I have to finally break away from grass type and pick that one because it has a gun.
Because it got a gun on him.
Yeah, I picked the fire one, and this is the first one where the guy didn't like immediately pick my counter. he picked the grass version, like which is like a little monkey.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
I was like, that's a
New?
little weird.
Is
You know?
that new or for the series, or have they done that before?
I don't know. There was one where you essentially had two rivals, where one of them picked your main rival obviously picked the one against you, but then there was another guy who grabbed the one that was shitty, and it was like, hey, you want to teach me how to do this? And then you just mop him. I don't remember which one that was though.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, I must have not paid attention then.
I
That's a
may have to
different
get the
way.
new DLC then and try it out. I really like the way that they do like how you catch the Pokemon. Like you can spawn different Pokemon depending on all sorts of stuff. So like depending on the area, what day of the week, what day of the year, the time, everything makes a difference. And so like sometimes you have to go in and like manually change your
Systems
what's it called? Your switch, yeah, your
timer, yeah.
switch's time zone and things to get certain things to show up or go away or whatever, so that you can catch certain Pokemon. And I thought that was really cool, and so I ended up like being able to in the main area, because like a lot of it seems to revolve around just this like one big area that you like get into not like immediately, but pretty soon. It's just this big open area that you can ride your bike around on, and there's like different little spots that have different Pokemon that spawn. And I ended up changing around mine to get like a Ghastly, and I was really disappointed that they didn't have Alakazam or an Abra, so I ended up getting a Ghastly so I could get a Gengar.
Yo,
And
those are still good options. That's still
Oh,
a good
yeah?
option. Okay.
Do you still have to trade your Haunter to get a Gengar? Or did they-
Yeah.
Yes, they kept the trading policies.
I literally like I made sure before I went over there to talk to her again to be like, hey, I need you to trade me this so that I can do this. And then she was what was it? So there's this like little cream puff looking Pokemon, and she like absolutely loves it. And there's like 7 or 8 different versions, like the different like outfits for it.
Oh,
They're the exact same thing. They just have a different color, like a color
okay.
scheme. There's like a blue and white. There's a green. There's a red. There's like a yellow. Then there's like a rainbow version that after
Okay.
you like that you can only get after you like catch all the other ones and then go do something. And so I ended up. She was talking about it and she was trying to get a certain color. And I couldn't remember which color it was. So I just went out and got all of them and like went back over to her place. I was like, which one did you want?
Oh, that one and
Yeah.
that one. I didn't know they did that. I thought they would like. I know they had shinies in the game. I didn't know they just had different colors of the same one.
The new DLC added
Yeah.
like they call it, the name of the place is like Galeria or whatever. So they have that region specific version of some of the legendary birds.
Oh.
Galarian Articuno.
Oh,
Fuck,
word.
dude.
I'll look it up later.
It changes its type too, so it becomes psychic flying instead of ice, and it looks fucking gorgeous, dude.
Wait,
And
what does
then
Moltres turn into?
Moltres? I don't remember. Let me see.
Because he was lit.
It
Get
becomes
around he's
basically
fire type.
it changes to black skin with red fire. It looks like a smaller version of Mega Evolved Charizard, and Zapdos looks like a Chocobo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they still make the
picture I'll
weird
show you.
noises, the screeching
shit's-
noises when you find them?
The Articuno is always my favorite. I think legendary of all time, and then Galarian one is like, what is going on, Jack? You know.
Well, Articuno base always looked like so like he's got the
and
drip.
majestic.
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
got royalty or something.
But yeah, I've been. The only reason I'm not currently like owning Pokemon is because I'm like, yo, this stuff gotta play, and on top of that, it's almost November.
Yeah,
Now
it's
that
gaming
I have to-
season, bro.
Yeah. Now that December is the month.
You got time.
I might like cheat myself. Like I beat one game on my backlog. Yo, you earned it, and then
You earned it, and then back Pokemon for the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to finish Darksider, so you can use that, I guess.
So
Mm.
the Pokemon's name is Alcremie, and there is Vanilla, Caramel Swirl, Ruby Cream. What?
I'm like 3 years old. Just keep moving.
Ruby cream, ruby swirl, matcha cream, lemon cream, salted cream, mint cream, and rainbow swirl. And this is how you get the creature. Okay.
Okay.
So for like mint cream at night, spin the left stick counterclockwise. Keep spinning even when your character is spinning. Oh, if you spin the one of the sticks, your character will sit there and spin, and
Okay.
then because I think it's the one that like rotates you, and then eventually your character will just sit there and spin like that, like really fast. And then once it's done, he strikes a pose, like some sort of pose. And in order to get the different versions, you have to like a certain day, a certain time of the day, a certain day of the year, and or a certain weather, and you go out like into the main area and you do these spins, and then I forget how you actually get him to like spawn, or maybe it's just you run into them.
Don't they appear in the world now? So you don't have it'll probably just pop up in one of the tall grass areas.
Oh, you evolve it from a milcery. It's like this little. It's literally like a little puff of
Ice cream.
cream, I guess. Like yeah, I'll post it in the podcast thing for you. But it looks like that. So you give it a sweet, a specific type of sweet, and then you go out and you do one
What
of
the
the
hell?
things. Yeah, so you go out and you do one of the things. You can just look at, if you want to just look at this, you can see all the different versions. But you do the spin and then you strike the pose, and then like it evolves into one of those versions.
Gotcha.
It's been a while
Okay.
since I've done it, but it was hilarious to get all of these.
That's creative. Before it was just they're only available in this area and it's by chance, by percentage chance, and you just have to keep grinding. Hopefully it spawns, and hopefully you catch it.
There's a new Pokemon that when it's huge mode, it looks like just an anime villain.
What?
It seems like Grimmsnarl, but when it's Gigantamax, large edition. This one is like looks like an anime. And there's a new Pokemon they added that I think it's game version specific. It's like white and has a huge fucking brain that's green, right? And I think on another version the typing's different, but then he's on a horse. So I was like, what? Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of like that though, because it gives more incentive to have either both or have a friend that get the other one.
Yeah.
So you can complete the Pokedex or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't add Pokemon on here. I don't remember how we started talking about Pokemon, but I've been fiending.
Yeah, I have no idea how we got here, but welcome to the podcast. I don't know how we got. Because we started with Cyberpunk being delayed, and then I was like, now we have time to do things, and you're like, I was looking at Pokemon. That's how we got here. I don't know, how does the delay make you feel? Like whatever, like it comes when it comes.
It gives me more time to get a graphics card.
Oh, that's true. Speaking of which, thank you for reminding me. Tomorrow, AMD is up next to show off their GPU. I think it's at 12 p.m. Eastern. They're going to have their press conference show off, I'm sure, maybe graphics card numbers, demos, and all whatever. And probably price. So, if you guys are interested in what AMD has to offer, tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. Which is Wednesday, I guess. If you're listening to this on the audio podcast, you're too late. It already happened. Demo time. So last week, Stadia had the audacity to say that we have good stuff coming out. So there's like, let's spend 3 days showing off good stuff, and quote, good stuff, end quote. Granted, they spread it out 3 days because they were giving away free demos. Like, you don't have to pay for Stadia Pro. You just you just sign up and hit play on the demos, which I guess they not milked it. What is it? They spread the releases in 3 days so they don't. Yeah, so they don't overwhelm everyone trying the demos all at once and not having enough machines. I don't know what the hell the issue is. Anywho, I was able to play Pac-Man Battle Battle and Immortals Fenyx Rising. So I'll start with Pac-Man.
No.
No?
Start with the other one.
With Immortals?
Which one did you play first?
Immortals.
Start with Pac-Man.
I don't understand this logic, but we're going to go with it, I guess. So Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle is a Pac-Man Battle Royale. And you're like, what? Let me explain. So I think it's 100 people, maybe less or more. I don't know. It's a lot of people. They join into this massive arena. Basically, each person gets their own board. That makes sense, like a Pac-Man board.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it's vertical. Now it's horizontal to fit the widescreen aspect ratio. At multiple times throughout your Pac-Man game, your individual one, you can open gates to other people's worlds, and you can invade them and either mess them up or eat them and like take out a life from them or Jew them over with like power-ups that spawns another ghost or speeds up their ghost, or you could just quickly just take their power pellet and go back to yours so they have one less power pellet. Or you can just start gunning for them. Like you can hover over like a power pellet and wait till they have no choice but go down there, and then you can chase them with their power pellet and eat them. And you're basically eliminating as either by score or by literally taking their lives until the last person's alive. And that's basically it. You do that as much as you can until you kill everyone.
Okay.
It sounds weird. And at first I'm like, one, I suck at Pac-Man to begin with. So I'm like, I'll play this because it's free, it's a demo, whatever. But yeah, once you start getting once you start getting the flow of like, okay, you can either be an aggressive player, which is invade and F them up. Was not my style. I kept fucking dying every time I invaded somebody else because they know how to play Pac-Man and I don't. Or you can outscore everyone. So when a time comes when it's like, oh, the lowest person with a score gets eliminated, I'm way above that. I can do the score thing, no problem. Like you clear your board and it goes to the wave 2 of your specific board, if that makes sense. And you can keep powering up your board and getting more and more points, and now we can stay above the points threshold until there's only a couple people left, and then you can try to take out somebody else. And some people will invade your level and then try to either eat you or power up the ghosts or slow you down or whatever the case is. And you got to handle all that in the middle of a Pac-Man game, you know? So it's Pac-Man, it's hectic Pac-Man. I don't know how else to describe it. I had fun with it for the little demo that they had. You can customize your Pac-Man to look differently. So you can give him like crazy Vaughn's hair, huh?
I just saw one with a pink wig on.
Yeah. Oh, Randall, you looking for video gameplay? Go to youtube.com/ADLR Plays, and there's an entire gameplay of it. You don't have to go whatever channel that is.
It's YouTube.
Yeah, youtube.com/ADLR Plays, and you'll see gameplay, Randall. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you buy this?
Would I buy it? Probably not, because it's a battle royale. It's a fun battle royale, but it's not a different twist on it the way Fall Guys did it. Like, this is just Pac-Man if they added battle royale. Like, okay, it's not a battle royale built from the ground up to be something different, if that makes sense. Like for me, Fall Guys was a huge like, oh, this is a battle royale, but we made it our own way, and it's like its own thing, and it's more accessible in certain ways. Not that this is super difficult to play. It's just
Twisted
it's Pac-Man.
Metal, the original battle royale.
What?
Twisted Metal.
Yo, Twisted Metal was fun. If they somehow can bring that back and make it like, I would play that. They had a lot of characters.
Actually, I think some of the originals would be like Destruction Derby or Wipeout or
yeah,
the things where you like Destruction Derby was for like I think for the 64, and it literally was you have a car and you literally just try and blow everybody else up and survive. And then they had like races and things, and you could do like circuits and that kind of stuff. Wipeout was the same way. It was a race, but you could literally destroy the other characters. Captain Falcon, those things like those
F-Zero.
were, yeah.
F-Zero, yeah. I mean, even I think Burnout games had modes where it was like an endurance race and you just crash each other until there's like no more health or whatever the case is.
I mean, literally, Royal Rumbles and wrestling were the first battle royales.
Oh,
that's true.
Man, I had forgotten. I had the Royal Rumble for the Sega Genesis.
And there's just people getting thrown over the freaking. I think that's the only way you can get actually out if you get thrown over the ropes. Like if you get thrown
you're
underneath or something, you're fine. You can get back in.
No, if you're out of the ring, you're out of the ring. You're out.
Oh, I thought it was you can fall
The Royal
outside,
Rumble
but
was you try and survive as long as possible, and like newcomers keep coming in, and you have to throw them out. And then
Yeah, okay.
if you get thrown out, then you lose.
I thought it was like you can only get thrown out, like KO'd, if you got thrown over the ropes and fell out of the ring. But if you fell like through the bottom rope and touched the ground, you still be fine.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, I thought
know.
that's what that was, but that could just be my trash memory. Let's see when the game comes out. It was just a demo, but from the demo itself, I'm like, I got it. Like, I don't need, unless I don't know if they're like missing features or modes or stuff. But from what I played, okay, I got it. Like the demo was, it seemed like that was the game. So there wasn't much I was curious about. But then again, it was still fun for the time I played it. I only played for like what, half hour, maybe if that. Anywho, because the first half of the stream I played Immortals Fenyx Rising. So someone, I guess a team at Ubisoft was like, so we really liked the art style for Breath of the Wild, right? But we have this Assassin's Creed engine, right? So why don't we just marry the two? And also let's put Greek mythology in it. What do you guys think about that? You like it?
You're asking us?
Yes.
I mean, I like the idea initially when they announced it, but then I saw how the game looks. Off of the next trailer, like this is kind of hideous, and I moved on in my life.
Oh, well.
I mean, I love Greek mythology. Like it's Greek and Roman and Norse mythology. Like I love all of those. So anything that gives like, especially if it gives like background or insight into the different gods and that kind of stuff. Bryant had something to say. I'm waiting.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what?
Greek mythology. You want to, evolve?
Oh, Hades.
Look no further than Hades, my G.
He's played Hades.
I'm not talking to him then.
So I was playing Immortals, right? And basically the story is you're being told this story from the point of view of Zeus, and I forgot the other fucking god.
Athena?
No, it's a dude. Old white dude, blue. I'm sorry. But no, I don't think it's Poseidon anyway. It's Zeus and someone else, and they're trying to tell a story, but I forgot what his name was. Anyway, but they're telling the story of Phoenix, who's the character you play as. And you'll see, like, as the story unfolds in the demo, like, things will change depending on who decides on who's telling the story. Like, Zeus likes to make it grandeur, like a grand story, so you'll be fighting shit that's like, what the hell? And while the other one's like, no, that's not what actually happened. This is what actually happened. And so I'm not going to know what the hell is actually true, because they're the ones kind of steering the narrative. But anywho, from the demo, I don't really know what the hell the story is about besides checkmark clearing, because it's the Assassin's Creed engine, huge open world area. It looks like it's the same button layout as Odyssey. So if you played Odyssey, you know how to play this with the right the right bumper and right triggers as light and heavy. You can pull I think left trigger or left bumper to do like special attacks, like pull out a huge hammer and do like an AoE attack. Another's attack that you can get an AoE that sends them up in the air, so you can do air combos. There's air combos because you have like the wings of who knows who it is. I'm sure they mentioned it, but I wasn't paying attention. And you can like the combat seems fun. You can I'm assuming I have to play it on a hard difficulty, because on easy I was killing them too fast to do any combos. But it's there to do combos if you need to. There's parrying, there's blocking, there's dashes to move out of the way. The combat feels responsive. It feels, because it's like our cartoony and stuff, they make it feel a lot more arcadey than Odyssey. So
It's Prometheus is the other one.
Is the other person? Okay, so it's Zeus and Prometheus telling you the story. Prometheus is trying to tell it seriously, while Zeus is just like doing his own thing. As he does. Anywho, so yeah, the combat is, I think it feels more fun than Odyssey, but not in like in a bad way. It feels more arcadey, because it's a cartoon setting, like it's a super fictional setting, so it's not like tied to the laws of, oh, well, a human being can only dash this much, or a human can't double jump. Oh, there's no super jump here. We can't air combo. Like they've added all that, and I don't think those are things that you can do in Odyssey. Besides like the parry stuff that you can do. So I kind of enjoy the combat from the demo here. I kind of enjoy the combat here, and I can't wait to see what other super abilities you can use. Because all I had was the hammer, the spears that go up, and then I forgot the other one. You have a bow and arrow that recharges ammo after a bit, which is pretty fun to use.
Do you equip gear, and can you see that on your character?
Yes, you can equip gear, and it changes what it looks like. You have helmet, chest, legs, and I think gauntlets, and then you can deck out your horse too, which has different armors and stuff. And I think you can in each part it can be upgraded by level. Like you can invest collectibles that you find around like currencies.
Like in Odyssey.
In Odyssey, and you can power up your armor, and you get different stat. Not also like just defense up. You actually get like stat bonuses. Like X percentage of whatever goes to whatever poison light damage or whatever the case, or arrow damage or whatever. I don't remember I just beeline they started exploring.
How's the voice acting?
Voice acting's fine. I really enjoyed Zeus and Prometheus. Phoenix spoke a little bit, so I don't really remember her performance that much because she didn't speak that much because she didn't really have much to speak of. She spoke to like the ogre, and sometimes spoke to Zeus in the breaking the fourth wall kind of way because she's in the story and they're telling it. So I think that's what the setup is anyway. But yeah, Zeus's and Prometheus' performance I liked, so I can't wait to hear everybody else's and what other gods are showing up. But from the demo, I'm excited. I wanted to play more. Like as soon as the demo finished, I'm like, oh, that's it. Like I wanted to continue to play. I can tell it's going to be one of those like checkmark games that Ubisoft is really good at doing at this point. I just want to keep playing it.
Did it earn a buy for you?
Yeah, I'm going to get this.
When does it come out?
Early next year, I think. Because it was one of those games that was delayed. So I think it was either in February or January. Late January, early February? I don't know. I have to look it up. Let me see. Immortals Fenyx release date 2020. Well, that's useful. December 3rd, 2020. So it's this year. Same week as Cyberpunk. Godspeed.
And glory.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna try it. I'm probably just gonna buy it on Stadia, same with Cyberpunk, and just another open world game that I'll just slowly hack away like I did with Witcher 3. And when I beat it, I beat it.
You gonna stream it or you gonna play on your own?
Immortals, yeah. I don't mind streaming from time to time. Oh, Cyberpunk, I'm definitely probably gonna stream. Because if it's a game about choice, I want to see what, like, if people come in and stream and like, oh, I didn't choose that. They want to see what happens, you know?
Are you still gonna make the mistake of making a series of it?
No, what I'm gonna do is just I'm just gonna put the archives as their episodes. That makes sense? Like the stream archives, like, oh, episode 1, but it's like however long I stream, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, whatever. Because shit, a session, like session 1 or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Because Metal Gear, I think Metal Gear is still my longest running game. It was like 40 something episodes.
It'd be funny if it was still going.
I guess I can keep it going because I didn't do all the side stuff. Like I didn't do all the bonus objectives and stuff. So I can technically still play Phantom Pain and just add more episodes. I just beeline the story.
Randall, did you play that game again, like a second time?
Which game?
He says no. Phantom Pain.
MGS5. 4 or 5?
5. MGS5 Phantom Pain. It had Ground Zeroes as like the prelude, I think it was. And then Phantom Pain is the core. And you can tell by like, up to a certain point that he wanted to do more, but he was, nah, bro, you're ending it here.
The side stuff's fun. I think I told you guys about the teleporting ham.
Yeah, like when you told me that, when you told me about that, I was like, you know how many missions I could have just bodied with doing that? With the teleporting hand? Like some of the stuff was pretty difficult for me. As you can see at youtube.com/ADLR Plays. Search Metal Gear Solid. It's a long series because it's like 40 something episodes. They range from like 30 to 60 minutes, maybe even more, because the chapters are that long, if that. And there's some episodes where I try over and there's what mission was it where I have to fight a tank? I think it's me and Quiet holding up, like like, yeah, that mission where you're holding up against a tank, and I'm like, I think I died like 20 times in that mission because I'm so bad. I don't know what the hell I was supposed to be doing. What was I gonna say? Oh, Immortals. Yeah, I recommended it from the demo. We'll see when it comes out. I'll play it, and hopefully it has more to it, like more abilities and stuff that'll keep me going. The abilities they had was already fun. They had puzzles, like opening. They have a bunch of like in-world puzzles that you have to like place things, just like Breath of the Wild with like those you know how Breath of the Wild has those like tombs or whatever that you do puzzles to.
Yeah.
They don't have dungeons. They're just out in the world, and you can just go up and like solve it and get like things for it. So it's not like Zelda. Like Zelda compartmentalizes it and like, oh, go here, and it like loads I think it just loads a level, and then, but I think this is all built in to the environment. So
I still need to play more Zelda.
I haven't even started it.
Like a traditional RPG.
Very similar to Odyssey. Every kill gives you XP. Every whatever, like not hacking things, like solving puzzles and stuff gives you XP. Like all that stuff gives you XP, and then you level up, and then you can use that ability points to get more cool stuff that you can do. And then I already talked about the loot. This is like Odyssey, like you kill somebody, there's chests you can open, you get random loot, different rarities. Your character looks different, but you already mentioned that. The soundtrack was fine so far. There wasn't like a lot of scores that they showed. And then gameplay feels fine. It's like a little bit more arcadey Odyssey is what it felt like.
Do you play through the story most of it, or is it cutscenes? If that makes sense.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Do they play through the story?
Yeah, all right, so I guess to show the two sides of it, is it like Half-Life or Republic Commando where you're still playing the game as you're being given story, or is it like you get to a point and then you're watching for the story and then it puts you back in the game?
Both, because while you're walking around doing things, Zeus and who was the other one? Prometheus, you said, are telling you things and like talking about the area you just walked in, like, oh, this is so and so's area. And then history about that god or whatever. Like you're getting it from them, like world building lore from them vocally. And then when the main story comes up, it's a cutscene.
Okay.
So it's a bit of both, which I like. That's very Uncharted-like. Where Uncharted is a constant dialogue almost throughout the entire story.
Is she in Shambhala?
I don't know. I don't think we were in Shambhala, Brian. But that's it. I recommend it so far, but it says demo, so we'll see once it comes out. Hopefully this wasn't like the perfect vertical slice of it, and the rest of the game actually scales according to what I played.
Was it only a demo on Stadia?
Yeah, it was Stadia's way of like, oh, hopefully we get people to at least fucking sign up and get a demo. You don't have to pay anything. But it's gonna be but the full game is gonna be on everything. Because Ubisoft, I guess that leads into some news. Today, I think, started the the rebranding of Uplay. It's not going to be Ubisoft Connect, and it's their new single platform. So then you can sign into anything like Xbox, PS4, Stadia, the new Amazon Luna, PC. It's going to be one platform. So this is probably their move towards the crossplay and they already mentioned cross progression, but I think crossplay is coming right after that. So like if you buy a game on PC and then you're at a buddy's house and they have the same game, you can still sign in. Your progression will still be there, or you can maybe in the future play like Rainbow Six Siege against Xbox players and vice versa. Yeah. So this is their big move towards that, and it starts today, and then it officially launches Friday with Watch Dogs.
Speaking of Siege,
one more thing, Brian. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Okay. Just one more thing.
Never mind.
Uplay Plus is there. You know how EA Play and and Xbox Game Pass have like subscription based. They give you games for like Uplay has one that's called Uplay Plus. But I think they renamed it to Ubisoft Plus or something, which I think $15 a month, and now you get almost everything Ubisoft. Well, they announced today that it's going to be cross-platform, so you pay once and you have that subscription on your Xbox. Well, I don't know if the consoles are implemented yet, but you have it on PC. They announced today for the cloud platforms, which is Luna and Stadia, and I think they might add it to Xbox and PlayStation later, but you pay once and you can play it on those platforms instead of having to pay it per platform, Which again, great moves on Ubisoft. Okay, Brian, go ahead.
Speaking of Siege, for people who wanted to play the game and have Game Pass but don't want to buy the game, it's coming to consoles for Xbox Game Pass.
I think it's already out. You're absolutely
I
right.
don't know if it's out already or not. And then on top of that, there's a event going on now as of today where they had a team deathmatch and you can be Muppets.
It's that. Oh, it's today.
Yeah.
Oh. I've been waiting for a team deathmatch mode for that game, man. I like the shooting in Siege feels great. What was I gonna say? I think that's all the news for Ubisoft. What I think Brian already said his thing. Kelsey, were you gonna say something about the Ubisoft stuff? Did I cut you off?
Not about Ubisoft. I mean,
Okay.
I really enjoying that. Companies are doing this stuff, like actually opening up their brand and that kind, and making it so it's not just like, oh yeah, you can play it only if you buy it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, they're making it like, oh, we just want to play our games. Cool. Ubisoft's like, Ubisoft and Xbox are making these moves where it's like, you want to play our games, you're gonna be able to play it anywhere, which is I think a fantastic. That's what we need. This whole exclusivity thing needs to go. Like it's just fragmenting the player base. It's not worth it. Oh, you want to play this game only on whatever? I mean, granted, there will always be exclusives, but
I told you about that guy that canceled his pre-order because of the exclusive or the PC or whatever, right?
That's really dumb.
It's ridiculous.
That's dumb, bro. You don't want to support them having other people play their game, because if other people play their game, that's more money for them. They can make you a sequel, or they can make you more content because they're paying them. Nah, bro. I just want my money to go through there. Oh yeah, you're gonna be able to fund the entire project, the next project by yourself, and your exclusivity. Yeah, that's a smart move.
People be dumb.
I don't want to get tight right now, Randall. Right? Calm me down. Sing for me.
What was your favorite drink, Anthony?
My favorite drink?
Yeah, like when we drink.
I don't know. My favorite drink to ever was a very expensive bottle called Eagle Rare. It's a great whiskey, and I've had that once.
Did you like it on the rocks, or did you
straight?
So
it's a very smooth. I got you. Hold on. It was a very smooth tasting whiskey, just like this movie On the Rocks, starring your man Bill Murray and Rashida Jones. I think her name is. She's from Parks and Rec. It's Rashida Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I forgot her name. Oh well. It's.
Where's she from?
If you see, she's in Parks and Rec as well, but she's like a side character's sister.
Rashida?
Not Rashida. Rashida's one of the main ones, but the main dudes is Bill Murray, Rashida Jones, and one of the Wayans, Marlon Wayans. Jenny Slate. Thank you.
She's also in Venom. She's the glasses lady, the scientist.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that who that is? I was like, she looks really familiar.
Yeah, I've seen her in a bunch of stuff, but the first thing that came up was Parks and Rec, because Rashida's in Parks and Rec.
Who the hell is she playing in Zootopia?
Who does she play in Zootopia?
Oh, she plays the little assistant to the mayor.
Oh,
the little lamb or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, Jessica Henwick's in this. The lady from Iron Fist. I forget her
okay.
Wing is the last name. I like. She's pretty.
All right. I think I know who you're talking about. I know who she is. I mean, in the show, in the movie. So it's an Apple original, Apple Plus, whatever original show. And it's mainly about Rashida Jones and her relationship with Marlon Wayans. He comes back from a long business trip, acting funny. She thinks he may be cheating on her, but of course it's one of those things she has no proof or whatever. She only has suspicions. And then her father, which is Bill Murray, who is a proud woman killer, not woman killer, what lady killer?
Lady killer?
Yeah, he knows the type of guy he is. So he starts hearing about what's happening in her life, and she's like, "Oh, I think he's actually cheating." And now he uses that as an opportunity to hang out with his daughter and see if he can catch him, catch him red-handed. And that's how the story goes. So you're in to see, is he cheating? Is he not? Is he being faithful? What's happening in the relationship? And then it's basically Bill Murray being Bill Murray. A little more serious Bill Murray, but I thought it was a really good movie. It definitely has its plot twists, and it's great performances by Bill Murray and Rashida Jones. There's one excellent shot, I thought, not shot, but like one really good sequence in it. I guess I'm gonna spoil it, but just the sequence, not the story bit. Rashida Jones, they're at a bar somewhere, and Rashida Jones is like, you can see she's about to tear up, and the tear starts to fall down, and they cut. I don't even know if you see this tear fall down, but she's about to like start crying. So it cuts to the martinis that she's been drinking, and in slow motion, you see a drop fall onto the martini. And I'm like, nice, good way of showing it. I just thought it was a really good shot. It was her like oh, you do?
Yeah.
I doubt it. So it's a good zoom in on her about to like show the emotional response to what's happening. Boom, cuts to like the martini just staying still, and then boom, like I guess it's a teardrop, and then it cuts away, and I'm like, oh, nice. That's a clever way of showing that. I don't know why. That stuck with me. But I don't know, performances were great. Shot fantastically. It doesn't look like it was like a huge budget movie. It was mostly dialogue focused. Them going around New York City. The comedy was there. Bill Murray brought it. Rashida Jones brought it. The Marlon Wayans didn't have that many like comedic lines because he's the one obviously trying to get caught in it, so there's not much funny shit he can say. But I thought it was pretty good. A must watch, probably not, but it was an interesting way of telling the story about trust and relationship and et cetera, et cetera. Mostly a relationship type of movie.
You recommend this?
Again, I do. If you're into watching movies that are about relationships and excuse me.
The hell was that?
That was me, my burps. I'm trying to hold it back, but it just slipped out.
Uh-huh.
A relationship movie, that's all. And about trust and loyalty and stuff like that. Like in a relationship where you have kids already, like this is like far down the line of married life. How that is, and how like a small thing can get in your head and start eating away at you. I definitely, yeah, I recommend it. Where do we go from here? Actually, no. I need to ask Kelsey
this
something.
Came out this year?
On the Rocks came out this year, yes. Kelsey.
Okay.
What's up?
So I heard there was a reboot. I did not know about this reboot. Is this real? I'm kidding, Brian. I know it's real. Look at Brian's face. It's dummy. So how is it? Animaniacs rebooted.
With Pinky and the Brain, the entire original voice cast.
Yeah. How is it? How's the animation?
Awesome. Fantastic. Like,
okay.
It's the same, the same style. They look exactly the same. It's just way more updated. It's cleaner. It's smoother.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, watching like
an up-res, like a remake, but like Crash Bandicoot remake or Spyro, where it's like the same thing but looks better.
Yeah, I mean, like any show that any like animated show that you get to watch for like several years, you can see how the graphics just get better and better and better because they get quicker at drawing, they get better at drawing, they get
better tools to use it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the colors get better. Like it looks fantastic. I'm really excited for this to come around, and I think it's 13 new episodes on Hulu November 20th.
Okay. Oh, so it's not out yet?
No, it comes out.
Okay.
This was just news that it was being rebooted, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, I love the Animaniacs. It's such a great show, and they're keeping a lot of the like classic, mallets to the face. Pinky's still stupid as hell. The Brain's still trying to take over the world.
Let's go.
I'm really excited.
Cool. Then I'll have to watch that because I did watch Animaniacs. I watched more Pinky of the Brain stuff. I don't remember much of Animaniacs besides Hello Nurse. So
yeah.
Hello Nurse.
The one that gets shared a lot is what is it? I can never remember their names. Like I think it's Wacko goes, we need to dust for Prince, or we need to look for Prince, and the girl finds Prince, like the singer,
The singer.
and
Oh,
yeah, and he goes, no, fingerprints. She looks at him and goes, I'm good.
that's an adult joke, everyone.
They had seriously like the like 90s, early 2000s TV cartoons were amazing because it was catered to adults, but kids watched them, and then
They wouldn't
so
understand the
many
adult
things
style.
just
Yeah.
went just whoosh over their heads. Like I went back and watched like Rocko's Modern Life. He's a phone sex operator. Like
Yeah.
like $1.99 a minute. They'll blow your mind. Uh, Ren and Stimpy was like one of the like grossest shows you could think of in terms of sexual
Innuendos and
sexual
stuff.
jokes and that, yeah, and sexual innuendos and that kind of stuff. um so many things are just hilarious that you watch and you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I hope they bring that back with the reboot with Animaniacs. Like they'll cleverly just disguise those jokes for the adults, and then the kids will be like, "Oh, that's cool, that's funny, slapstick humor." Well, we're like, "Oh my god, did he say fingering Prince?" I think it's Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, by the way.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot.
I know
Maybe it
Dot's
was
the girl, but I don't remember the
yeah,
rest
Dot
of them.
is the girl. Yakko. All right, I want to see which one's which. Yeah, okay. Yakko is the tall one, Wacko is the middle one, and Dot is the girl.
So Yakko's the brown pants, taller one.
Yeah.
Wacko is the hat with the blue shirt, and then Dot's the chick with the. I think she has a dress on or something.
Yeah, she just has a skirt. That's it.
Skirt. That's what it is.
And then I love that Yakko wears pants but no shirt. Wacko wears a hat and a shirt but no pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dot literally just wears a skirt, and that's it.
Yep.
She doesn't have a bow?
Oh, she has a bow around her ears, like a flower.
Classic right there. Hey, Randall, did you ever watch Animaniacs?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it at all, or
I don't remember.
did you have a favorite character at all? I guess you don't remember, but no. Oof.
I always Ren and Stimpy and Pinky and the Brain.
Did you like Pinky or the Brain?
I like them equally.
That's not the right answer, Randall. Gun to the head, one of them surviving. do 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 do.
What?
One of them surviving, gun to the head. Which one are you picking?
I don't know because they depend on each other. So
That's why this is a crazy question. Who would you let loose upon the world by themselves? Do 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 do.
In all honesty, Pinky would give his life up for Brain to try and help Brain accomplish his
world domination goals.
Yeah.
Goals, sorry. So, I mean, he'd probably proudly do it. But would Brain be happy about it? It's his comrade. Who may take vengeance on him.
No, he would be absolutely devastated.
He probably would, yeah. I'd agree with that. Speaking of absolutely devastated,
tell me about of answering the question.
I mean, he's literally just sitting there. And I already asked him twice. He said nothing. I'm moving on. Look at Brian just fucking me up here. Right, ancient ones, go for it. Devastating, that's what it was. Because you played it on Ultra Nightmare, right?
I didn't know. I played the new DLC for Doom on Nightmare, and then I tried the original game on Ultra Nightmare, and that was a fucking joke.
Okay.
But yeah, so the Ancient Gods Part 1, it's like $20. It's not extremely long. But I mean, playing it on Nightmare, it probably took me 6 to 8 hours to finish.
Gotcha. So I can probably speedrun that shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing it on like a normal difficulty, you probably breeze right through it. I mean, it's
gotcha.
I don't know.
Is there any lore added? Because it's mentioned that you're going to be going up against the ancient gods or the ancient ones or whatever.
Yeah, so you run into something called seraphims, which are like angels, and they're machine type creatures, and you're trying to resurrect the Dark Lord, because you want to kill, the head demon, basically,
Gotcha.
so that the demons stop trying to take over the universe and whatever else. At least that's what I got out of it. I don't know if that's actually what happened, because I ran through it and I was like, I need to take a break from this. I can't deal with this anymore. um, so there are these 2 orbs that you have to collect. You go to this place to collect these 2 orbs. One of them is like the All Father, which I'm assuming is like God, and then there's the Dark Lord orb, which I guess would be like the devil. And you end up destroying the orb for the All Father, and that pisses off the Seraphim that's like trying to make you even stronger than you currently are. And you grab the orb for the Dark Lord, and you have to take it to this place to basically give him a living form, because they haven't had a living form in forever. They're just kind of in existence, and until they get a living form, they can't be killed. It ends when you deliver the orb to summon the Dark Lord, and I'm assuming Ancient Gods Part 2 is where you actually like get to fight him.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to tell you who the Dark Lord, or what form the Dark Lord takes?
Nope.
Hitler.
'Cause I'm gonna play this.
Okay.
Did you say Hitler? That would be a crazy crossover. Like it's a Wolfenstein crossover.
So the new DLC, they're not nice at all. They literally are like, we're just gonna throw as much shit at you as possible.
And
Sometimes
Godspeed.
like multiple things that already take forever to fucking kill. Luckily though, you get to start with it's a separate part of the campaign, so you have like campaign, and there's like Ancient Gods Part 1, and then I'm assuming there's going to be an Ancient Gods Part 2 to select. So it's like its own thing. You can do whatever you want with it. There is an Ultra Nightmare mode for it as well. They added a new creature. It's
good.
like a spirit that takes over other creatures. It makes them stronger, faster, have more health. It's basically like an independent buff totem, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay.
Harbinger.
That sounds like what that is. When you kill the ones that are possessed, do they die as well, or do they start looking for another person to take possession of?
They start looking for another thing. So you have to use. So here's the fun part. You can only kill the spirit by using the plasma rifle.
The green plasma rifle?
No. The purple one. The like third weapon you get, it's like purple and it shoots the purple balls or the blue balls.
Got it. Okay, I think you meant the green one that shoots quickly.
No. And the two for that one is the heat overload where it just does a blast, and the other one like you lock on and blow the thing up.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to kill them is to lock onto it and blow it up.
Oh no!
Right?
Does it hit stun when you hit it, or does it keep moving?
It hits stuns. So it like I mean it does that with every creature. If you lock onto them and start using it, it just continuously drains your ammo until it eventually dies. And I think the lower in health it has, the quicker it goes. But the spirit obviously can't be like killed unless you do that. And I think it takes 75 ammo to do. So you need at least 75 to do this. Otherwise it'll jump into another body, and then
what happens if you clear the bodies and it's just that? Does he try to attack you?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it just dies.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try that when I play through to see if it does.
I mean, it's probably, depending on what's around, it's probably better just to
get rid of it.
Because so there's one area where it spawn. There's one section where they do the battle royale thing where you like run in and they just keep spawning new shit depending on when you kill certain creatures.
Mm-hmm.
There's one where it spawns 2 of the like massive dudes.
With the rocket launcher hands, or
Yes, yeah, where
Damn
they like,
it.
yeah. So the 2 of those guys, and then when you kill one of them, it spawns 2 of the dudes, the like large dudes with the blades for hands or whatever that just like run around and do the slams, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, and before you, and it takes over one of those, one of the blade guys. Okay.
That's terrible because they're already fast.
Yes. Let me tell you how much of a pain in the ass this is, because like, it's like the last part of the section, and it's 2 of those guys. Hang on, wait, no. So it's the 2 big guys and then 2 of the blade guys, and you kill them, and then I think 2 more blade guys spawn, and one of them is possessed. And so you're just literally like running circles trying to get away from it, shooting it, and hoping to God that you can kill it, but you have like 0 ammo at this point. And so you're just
no.
doing whatever you can. And and here's the fun part. You know how you have like the frost grenades that you can stun stuff, and that doesn't do anything. If
At
the
all?
thing it takes over, nope.
Not even
If the thing
damage?
takes over, I don't know that it does damage. I mean, I think it may do minimal damage, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't do shit.
That's bullshit. Even if it's possessed, you can't stun it with the ice?
No. And here's another great one. You know the crab brain things with the gun on its head?
Yeah.
You know how, or the fat dudes, like
With the armor?
the guys that, yeah. You know how, so the ones with the ones with the guns in their hand, not the green ones. If it takes over any of those, you can't destroy its weak point.
Oh, fuck off. So if it takes over the big guy, I can't snipe the scorpion gun that's on top?
Right.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, the whole thing is just bullshit. I really hate this thing, because it's like, the game's already frustrating enough, but then to like make it so that
they're invulnerable to like your weak that's a part of the weak points.
Yeah. And
I don't like that.
So there's another area where it spawns like one of the I never remember the names of these creatures, but it's like the gorilla looking thing that's like purple, and it just runs around and slams you. It's not like super huge, but it's not like tiny either.
I think I know what you're talking about. They charge straight at you. They're like at waist height, and they just snarl at you, and then they go forward.
No, not the little like dragon looking things. It's I'll have to just find
Gotcha. Because there's a lot of different things from Doom. I'm like, I don't remember which one you're talking about.
I'm
I'm probably gonna regret asking you this because I wanted to surprise me, but I need to mentally prepare myself for this. Does that thing ever take over a Marauder?
I have not run into a situation where it takes over a Marauder that I can remember.
Okay, good. I'm good.
That
as long as he doesn't take.
I was waiting to get to that. There are 2 areas that are total pieces of shit with the Marauder. One of them, you have to fight 2 of them at once. Okay? The other, there is a buff totem that is locked behind a cell that you can't get to
until you beat both of them.
Marauder.
Who's buffed?
No. This is just one. There's 2 different areas. One of them, you fight 2 of them at once, and another one where it is buffed by the buff totem.
By the totem,
and you have to kill it. Luckily, it's the only creature in there that's like
that's fine.
Damaging.
Yeah.
Same thing with when there's 2 of them. It's just the 2 of them, and then like the little fodder if you needed to like use your chainsaw or whatever
to get health or ammo.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it any less painful or any less shitty.
Because they fucking zone you. So like you get too close, they fucking melee you. If you get too far, the dogs come out or he hits you with something. So if you have 2 of those, you're gonna have to. Do you like kite them around and make them both look at you? Because if you get in between both of them, you're dead.
Yeah. So I did find out when they summon the dog, it's because you shoot them while they have a shield up. Okay. So if you don't shoot them while they have a shield up, they won't ever summon the dog. I also found out that if you use the crossbow thing, the energy bow, where it takes I think it takes less shots than using the double barrel shotgun.
Okay.
So if you can you end up wasting a bunch of ammo because it's like 25 per shot for that thing. But it kills them quicker. It makes it a lot easier to like deal with the other one. If you're, you know, you're also not worrying about like shooting one and having the other one pull up the shield.
Yeah.
And because the shotgun, splits.
Right. And then that's how
Um,
you get a dog
yeah.
that you're
Let's
wasting
see.
more ammo on.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, the
cool.
whole game is just bullshit. Like,
I'm sure at your
I sent
difficulty,
you-
it's more bullshit than mine, but like facing a Marauder for me is like a fighting game. Like we're here to like do neutral. I'm here to fake out attacks so I can get some like we're playing. Now you saying there's one with a buff totem? I gotta see how that plays.
So, I mean, I think I sent you guys in one of our chat channels. If you want to know how bullshit this game is, the creatures have like impeccable aim. Like I can't fucking stand it when they just know where you are at all times. Like I'm fine with them like knowing where I am, but being able to like see me through the wall and then fire before I leave, or if
like
I'm
pre-firing before you're going,
yes,
yeah.
like that's the clip that I sent you. I literally like am behind a massive pillar and I dash out, and as I dash out, there's already
A rocket saying hello.
something coming at me. Okay. One of the bosses is the Seraphim, and he summons two spirits that takes over two different monsters, and you have to kill the spirits in order to drop his shields.
Okay.
One of them, the first set is the I wish I could remember what the fuck the thing is called.
And this does take place right after the first one, right? I mean the base game?
Yeah.
Got it. It should, but just to confirm. So I mean I recommend playing the first game. If you haven't played Doom Eternal, play Doom Eternal.
Yeah, I don't remember what the thing is called. But it's like it just looks like basically like a little gorilla type thing that just runs at you and starts like slamming at you. You run into him pretty quick. It's like the first big enemy, I guess, you run into in the base game.
Okay. I'm sure as soon as I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yes. And I wish I could find the damn thing.
I mean, it's fine. We could look for it later. Like, I'm sure it's gonna be like, them.
Hell Knight is what it's called.
A Hell Knight.
Yeah. Here, I'll link it in the podcast real quick so you can take a look. So they're super quick.
Oh, they don't have guns at all. They're literally all melee.
No, they just literally charge at you and try and smash your head in. So
Yeah.
they're already fairly quick. When it's taken over by a spirit, it literally is just like it slams. Oh, it hits you. Oh, it hits you. Oh, it hits you. Oh, it slams. Oh, it hits you. And so you like even
and the Hell Knight jumps at you too. So like I'm assuming that goes faster too.
Yes. And so like even like double dashing away, you sometimes have trouble like getting the fuck away from it. And I mean it takes like normally if you shoot it with like 2 or 3 rockets, it's dead. It takes like 9 or 12 rockets to actually kill it. I mean it's just fucking dumb. And there's no way to slow it. There's no like advantage here. You have no way to like, at least not that I found. I haven't looked into.
Is there any way to take out the spirit without killing the person? Like not kill the hell. Like let's say that. Okay, that way you can like get it out and then kill it, but still have to worry about the.
If there is, and I didn't know, and I didn't realize that, I would be really mad because. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you have to like.
You have to kill the host.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to use that lock-on weapon on someone who's possessed?
The lock-on weapon?
The one you said that kills the spirit. Have you ever tried to lock down whoever it's in?
I did not, because it takes so much. They have so much extra health. I'm pretty sure, regardless of how much ammo you have, you would deplete it all, and then you wouldn't have enough to kill the spirit. Now, granted, if you did that and killed it, you could probably go kill a smaller enemy because it'll take over. It has the chance to take over a smaller enemy, which is a lot easier to kill. Because if it's just a fodder demon, that thing is useless. Regardless, you could probably blood punch it and it'll die. The worst ones I think have to be the I think the absolute worst one has to be the acid version of the Mancubus. What's it called?
The big dudes with the two
Yeah,
guns
the
in
big
each
dudes with the
hand.
guns in their hands. You know, the ones with the green armor. Because
Yeah.
like the only way to get you have to break their armor first of all to like really start
Mhm.
doing damage. And the only way to do that is if you get up close and blood punch them, or fire a whole bunch of missiles, which then it takes even longer because whatever. The way that I started killing them was hitting them with a frost grenade, and then using the double barrel to latch onto them, pull myself
Mhm.
forward, blood punch, and then shoot, and they're dead. And it's like, okay, that was easy. But when they're
Mhm.
taken over by the spirit, they take a shit ton of damage. They're constantly they don't even like, there's
Firing.
no reloading. They're just like, as they're
It's
firing at you.
just 80s
You know,
action movie.
yes. And you just, I don't know.
That sounds frustrating. I'm sure mine's gonna be difficult, but not that difficult.
I don't know. I feel like they didn't like,
Give you an up against the spirit. It sounds like as soon
yeah,
as they
like
take over someone, you got to deal with whatever repercussions.
it,
If there's not a way to take them out of the host, that's weird. Like you would imagine they would design something so you can force them out of a host.
yeah, that I don't know. I feel like they increase the difficulty without giving you any way to have some sort of advantage. Because you don't get any new weapons that I remember. Um,
Dang, that's unfortunate. I thought they would add something.
you get like you get new runes. There's 3 new runes. One of them is blood punch deals double damage if you're below 75 health, which I highly recommend getting because you're always going to be below 75 health if you're
Yo,
playing on a harder
facts,
difficulty. um,
facts.
Another one is if you have a 1-up and you get killed, if they take it away, you have a certain amount of time to kill that creature to get the 1-up back, which
Oh,
was somewhat useful. Most of the time, not, because it was never like a little demon that kills you. It's
it'd be a
always
bigger guy,
the
a
fuckhead
Hell
that's like,
Knight, or
yeah, or something that's taken over by a spirit, and then it just fucks you repeatedly. And then the third one, let me look it up real quick.
at least they added some sort more stuff to the arsenal. I'm still nice buffs, but I wish they add more weapons.
Yeah, so break blast, destroying a weak point generates a concussive blast. I don't know. So apparently it does damage and stun the enemies. So maybe like if you had that, it would make some things a lot easier. Because I chose the
Double damage.
no, I chose the extra life one because I
Oh,
was
okay.
hoping, because like I knew there was several places that I could get extra lives, and I usually had a couple. But then like after I got it, I was like, this is a terrible pick, And then I couldn't finish any of the other rooms, so I only had the one unlocked.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Oh yeah, you can only have one equipped. The concussive blast is probably the best one, unless you're playing like on. Actually, even on Nightmare, it's probably the better one because if you break a point, it does damage to everything around it, which makes some things easier.
Right.
But I feel like they made it a lot harder by just throwing shit at you, but not
Mm-hmm.
giving you any real tactical advantage on dealing with it. It's not like, oh, they made the AI slightly different and you can just figure it out and deal with it. No, they were like, hey, so we're just
Faster,
going to throw
stronger.
as much shit at you as possible. Oh, and there's this new demon that makes things even more powerful. And there's buff totems, and there's, multiple of these things that take forever to kill. It's, I don't know.
What happens if the spirit takes over the enemy that's a buff totem? That walking tall skeleton that buffs people? Does he double the
I guess you
buff?
just fucked.
Like, because if oh, when did we lose internet? They both froze. Well, welcome to the ADLR Frozen show here. Discord's shit in the bed here. Let me see if I can change the thing here. Because it looks like I'm still streaming. Let me switch to South. See what
Did you-
happens.
There?
There we go.
Hello.
Yellow.
Can you hear
I
me?
think you.
Quick
I think.
shout, so.
I think U.S. East just shot the shit.
Yeah, because you looked like you were like really excited for my answer because I was like talking and like thinking, and then I look up and you're still like,
Yeah, because
but
you literally said
move, and I was
it
like,
stopped. It stopped at you saying, "Well, I guess you're fucked," and Brian was like this, and then you just froze after saying that. I'm like, "Are they fucking with me?"
That's where it stopped when I was sitting here, and then I was like, and I saw you guys' face, and my first thought was you. I just stopped time. That was my first reaction.
Oh, se be okay, cara.
so there's only been one area. They don't actually use that demon very much in either place. There's one area where it summons one back to back, and there's only been one time that it was there that a spirit was also there, and it was because it had taken over like a smaller demon after I
Okay.
killed stuff. So there was the chance that it could have taken it over, but I just never let it, I guess.
Damn, because if that doubles his buff on people as well, that's horrendous. That would be.
I don't think it doubles the buff on them. I think it only affects the demon that it's in control of.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I understand what you're saying. Like it summons buff demons, but the thing's annoying as a hell to begin with because it's like throwing fire at you the whole time that you can't fucking dodge because it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, even though it's a straight line attack, it still goes like this and goes, yeah, there it is. Have a happy birthday.
Happy birthday and a happy new year, and you die. I'm excited to play it. I will actually. The one fight that you just told me I want to do is the Marauder with the buff totem. That means he's faster. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta have my dodges on point.
Yeah. I mean, you literally just like have to. You want to stay as so they. It seems like they're pretty consistent with the way that they do things. Like if you can stay mid range, what happens is they throw a thing at you, so you dodge to the left or right, and then they'll do their opening attack, and you can hit them. But you have to like stay at the mid range so that they don't like start dashing around and then get close to use their shotgun. But you need to make sure that you dodge the throw that they
sword.
do with their
axe or whatever the heck it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dope.
I mean, all in all, like I eventually ended up enjoying it. There were certain places that's like this is just not fun because it's
overwhelming.
It just you just there's so much that's being thrown at you, and it takes so long to figure out like what order to kill things in, which things actually spawn new things. Once you figure that out, it does make it a lot easier. But then the spirit ones just make things a fucking nightmare. There were several times that I would get to like the very end, and then the last thing is to kill the dude with the spirit in it, and it's like,
Godspeed.
Jesus, you have nothing left. Like you've like already used up all your ammo. There's nothing to like kill it with. You can't just mow it down with the chainsaw. I didn't actually try, so maybe some of the smaller stuff you could, but I mean you can't. I don't think you can do the chainsaw to most large enemies.
I think if you have 2 or 3 gas tanks, you can take down a medium-sized one or something.
Yeah, so like you can take down the Arachnotron one, but that's like the largest thing you can do. But everything it takes over for the most part is larger. You could probably do it against the Hell Knight, but I never tried.
Well, you don't want to risk it because if he's attacking faster than he normally does, he'll 3-hit combo you, and there goes 90% of your health.
Yeah. I mean, you might get lucky because it does, it has like a little bit of range and it stops them from doing anything. But it'd be one of those things that you would want to try on a file that you're like, I'm just going to go in and try it.
Yeah. Gotcha. I'm excited to play it. I still have to get it, but it seems like it's more Doom Eternal, but with the added frustration of the spirit.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works for me then.
Again, it's not very long. I ended up just buying the battle pass or the season.
I might do the
pass
same thing. Like you said last week, if it's 20 for each and it's $30 for the pass, I save it $10. I save it $10.
I save it $10.
I save it $10.
But I mean, I played it for like 5 hours one night and 3 or 4 hours the next night. It was pretty frustrating. There were certain parts that I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I'm just stuck.
Just suck the cock.
Yeah. So
just blew a ghost.
Casper, dude. All right. Cool. We're getting along through here. Brian, you listen to music.
What?
Unless that's something else. Like you got the deluxe version of a game called Baby Rose, or is that an actual album?
That's an album.
Okay.
So when you guys were talking, I don't know if you guys saw me react like a wow thing.
Yeah, you were like,
remember last week? You remember last week how
you didn't listen to that
they said there was a
weirdly
band
named
called something Pussy?
yeah, Wolf
After I
Pussy.
listened to this album, I was like, what the fuck? It was something Pussy. So kid you not, for
You just-
45 minutes, I googled tree pussy because that's what I thought it was. Like, I was like, oh, maybe it was just on SoundCloud. Right? So I went on SoundCloud, tree pussy. I was like, Bandcamp, YouTube, tree pussy.
You're probably
And
under
then
some
you guys
sort of fucking pervert list.
And then you guys were talking, and I was like, jungle pussy.
It's
So I just
jungle.
Googled it.
I said wolf one earlier. It's jungle. That's what it was.
So I'll have to listen to that, but I didn't get to.
Baby Rose. Who is Baby Rose?
It's a female singer. She looks pretty young. I don't know how old she is, but it's like very. It's like a time capsule voice, if that makes sense. And what I mean
What
by
era?
that is like maybe 60s or 70s blues is what her voice sounds like to me. It's a very not weird but unique voice. I don't know how to explain. I don't know anyone who sounded like her, but her music for the most part, that's what it sounds like old blues.
Okay. Well, okay.
I
What's her
heard of
vocals
her-
laid on then?
So like blues.
It's not like a mashup. It's just blues. But she okay.
It's like modern R&B blues to an extent, kind of.
Okay.
With like it's like a really strong like a guttural bluesy voice. I heard of her because like a long time ago in one of my Discover Weeklies, there was a song, one of her songs that's apparently on this EP or album. I don't know. I think it's an album called Borderline. I was like, this shit slaps. So then finally got around to actually listening to it yesterday. How do I say this? The album. Imagine Gambino's "Awaken My Love" album. But
Okay.
with a stronger female voice, and it gives you that kind of vibe. Like his singing is like more like
That's the way you said
higher
it.
pitch.
The way you said it is like he has a female voice, and this is a stronger female voice.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
a female voice that happens to be stronger.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely it's again not weird. It's a unique listen because like one, her voice I've never heard.
It seems like you're
that.
enamored by it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Okay.
And in the music, like I say, it's bluesy, but like it's like drum patterns and like certain things are very experimental. She has some songs with different like not time signatures, so the beat will feel off until you're like, oh, okay, so that's what it is. What
Any
else?
features on this, or is it like a solo project and it's just her?
It's just her. It's just her.
Okay.
On the non-deluxe, there's 10 songs. On the deluxe, they added 3.
What's the runtime?
Deluxe 46 minutes, non-deluxe
not
like
bad.
30 something, I think.
That's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow then. Might. I might.
There were songs that I heart out of 13 songs because I listened to the deluxe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. I hearted.
Okay, that's a good amount.
The ones that I didn't heart, it's not that I didn't like them.
They just didn't
was
make it.
something that, yeah, like they were cool, but it was usually something that threw me off. One thing about this too is it's not polished in terms of mix. So like there are times you can hear a voice distorting a little bit.
Oh,
on,
okay.
on the higher parts, it's not like polished. So like it does sound good, like not grimy, but it fits her voice, which to me sounds like
Blues
older
from the
blues
70s
music.
or 60s, late 60s.
I'm trying to think of what else to say about it. Like, the whole album itself, I don't think I would re-listen to the whole album. but that doesn't mean that I dislike the songs. It's just like it feels like
So-
an experimental debut album that was kind of, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
What if it comes up on shuffle? You hit next?
On the whole, how am I going to shuffle the whole album?
No, like you had some on your library. So if one of those songs from your library comes up,
those songs I liked, yeah.
okay,
But I'm saying the album overall, like
it's okay.
it's not something that's like high replayability for me. But that's not to say that it's bad.
Okay,
It's definitely
We're on the
an
same page.
interesting experience. Like I said, it reminded me of Awaken My Love, but
a stronger
more
female
from the
voice.
yeah, just a female voice version that's like really powerful. Short listen, very like grimy, not lo-fi, but like definitely if it sounds like maybe like an homage to her time period.
Does it sound like what's her name? Laura May, I think her name is, or Lorianne May. That song that's called Love.
Are you talking about Marvelous? The girl that sings Marvelous?
Lorianne May, I think it is. Yeah, it's Loriana May. Love. Is it that kind of voice? I don't. I mean, you can
don't know
listen to it
that.
because you're not. Just play it.
How do you spell
Why
her
you play?
first name?
Damn it. Loriana Lau. Okay.
You said Love?
Yeah.
Is that Love? Is that song?
I don't know what you just said. I don't know if that is it.
She's like, like
Yeah.
the chorus part?
Yes.
Nothing like that at all.
Nothing
Sing
like
it,
it.
Brian.
Okay.
I said bluesy, Anthony.
Okay, but again, you're talking about her voice. I'm not saying the song is like it. That's what I was saying. Like
No,
her voice.
I said it was bluesy. This is
That sounds. Yeah. What?
Voice is bougie.
That's more jazzy than blues, Anthony.
Oh, well, I'm blues when I'm jazzy. You know what I'm saying? So what's the
Trying to
difference?
see. I don't think Aretha Franklin's the example. Let me see. And then I get a
Yeah.
fucking ad.
Let's go. Shout out to ads. We love it.
Let me see. No, not Aretha Franklin. I'm trying to. There's someone that I can compare it to, kind of, from back in the day, but she still sounds different.
Okay. Hey, you like the voice? I'll listen to it and see if I can think of anyone.
The issue that I have, not necessarily with her yet, because I just heard I heard her in a feature, I heard her album.
Okay.
Is it's one of those voices where it's worrying that it's so unique that they don't have so much range what they could do with it, so you can get tired of it if she puts out too much content at once.
Oh, okay. So it's like a.
So my example is like Adam Levine and Halsey, where they're not bad singers, but I kind of don't want to hear anything from them. Like I get tired of
unless they have like a really good single, go away for a bit, come back with a really good single, go away for a bit. Got it.
I feel like that's a huge problem with radio stations where they like come out with one big hit and then they're just
And you
like,
hear
let's
it the
play
same.
it.
Yeah.
Like there's certain albums from the Red Hot Chili Peppers that I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. They played it so much on the radio. I'm just like, stop. I don't care.
You reach a point of diminishing returns.
It's more of an artist thing for me because I can still listen to She Will Be Loved on loop. Don't have an issue there. But when I hear more songs where he sounds exactly the same, that's when I'm like, give me something new. But they don't have the range. So the counterpoint to that is like Bruno Mars. He has a whole album called Unorthodox Jukebox. Almost every song's a different genre. And he shows man got range.
His range. Mm-hmm.
So like voices like that, you don't necessarily get tired of. But if you hear the same Halsey like voice over and over, and again, I don't dislike her music. I don't think she's like not talented, but it's just certain things you don't want to keep hearing.
That's fair. After you can only do so many things in repetition.
Yeah,
and so that voice didn't cut out. You know,
I'm worried
or didn't make a cut.
I'm worried that with her that might be the case, but then one of the deluxe songs, her voice sounds way different than what you hear for most of the album. So I'm like,
so she might have a range then.
Like when she backs off on that oomph, it still sounds pretty good.
Sorry, I was just telling my editor that was a really good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I enjoyed it. If you like R&B, if you like more bluesy sounds, if you want to hear something that's refreshingly unique and like vocal as far as singers go, give this a shot. It's only 46 minutes for 13 songs if you listen to the deluxe version. One thing I will say about the album too is it's not an album that's built a certain way to flow, if that makes sense. It's not like a Blonde. It's not like those albums where it's like
they're designed a
it's
certain way. The
built that
track
way.
list is
Yeah. It's not structured to or if you
To
hear
flow
it in
from
this
one song
order,
to
you
the
get
next.
more.
Yeah. These are just
The
her
ending-
songs in a group prod, like in one package.
At least
Got it.
at least to me. The ending of just the bass album, so not the deluxe songs, didn't feel like an ending. I don't remember the first song, what it started with, but the song that I heard was the second song, and I like that song. But yeah, there wasn't like, it didn't feel like there was any structure. It was just, these are the songs I want to show you. Here it is.
Gotcha. The first song might have started off with like "Take off my disguise." I think that's how the first song starts.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it a listen. I kind of sold me on that, so I'll see what her voice sounds like. I just want to hear her voice, so I'll probably listen to that and be like, okay, that's what he's
she
talking
has
about.
weird cadences that you might be like, what the hell? But you'll still like it. I think.
Okay, that's fair.
And then at
That's
some
fair,
point I
that's
have to
fair.
listen to Jungle Pussy because I couldn't yesterday.
I feel that, dude. I feel that. Oh man. Speaking of pussies getting lost in the jungle, so I was watching Get Duked, right? It's a movie about a group of kids from London. So there's another. I don't know why I've been in my London phase. I'm watching a lot of like European stuff and like listen to Bruv and stuff. Anyway, Get Duked is a bunch of, I think, middle schoolers or high school kids that got detention or some shit, or they're looking to get a merit called okay, Johan highlight my message. Fuck them kids. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. You know. And then redeemed emote only. All right, so the movie's about the 4 kids who have to go through this like hiking challenge / journey to get a merit badge of the Duke of something. Who? Let me just look it up before I botch this up. Yep. What the heck is it? What is it? It
Duke
doesn't
of
say
Wellington.
what. Duke of Wellington. Sure, that goes for it. Who cares? Anywho, while they start this journey, there's someone in in their trail that's hunting people. You can see it from the beginning. They have like a very Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz type of way to like show off some of the comedy. Like if you look in the background, stuff is happening, or they have posters that say things. Kids are going missing during this fucking journey. It's because there's a person hunting them down when they start this journey to get the Duke whatever badge. So it's one kid who doesn't really have friends that joined these 3 delinquent kids. One of them's like a wannabe DJ called DJ Beetroot. One of them's a kid who like sets a toilet full of shit on fire. And then the other one is just like the ringleader. Again, it's really weird.
Ringleader.
The ringleader. And then this kid who's just pretty smart and he just didn't have a group of people to do it with, so he got mixed up with these clowns. And then they go off on their journey and they start getting hunted down. It's mostly a comedy. There's a bunch
Being
of what's
hunted
going on.
is a comedy.
Yeah, pretty much. The delivery is pretty funny. The things that happens in it. Eddie Izzard, the stand-up comedian, is in this. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Either way, he's in it. He's like Eddie Izzard or something like that. Again, I don't remember.
Oh, that guy.
He's in this. It's really funny. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's just that simple plot, and I don't want to spoil all the twists and turns. They get high off eating rat shit. Like, there's some trippy fucking moments in this because there's like high scenes, like really high scenes, and they do a lot of good cool stuff with the video editing when they're in like high. So you're like, what the fuck are they seeing right now? Like, it's really funny. And then I don't know, the story is pretty straightforward. You kind of kind of see how it ends up. There's a lot of slapstick humor, like physical people getting hit with cars and shit like that. Like it's funny. Like it's just that kind of funny. Some good dialogue between them. If you like, and if you enjoy like the European slang and stuff, it's a lot of it there. If that makes you laugh, that'll make you laugh too. Pretty straightforward. Like it's not a. I don't really recommend like going running out and watching this, but if you're looking for a comedy to watch, it'll definitely make you laugh. You know. And if you like European hip hop, there's some funny stuff on there too. Like hip hop with funny European lyrics. So, and that's that. It's unfortunate that it couldn't have been more. But I was playing this game about Little Misfortune. I'm here all day, dude. You know what I'm saying? And we're on our last one here. Little Misfortune. A game that was shown to me by Janiana. Like a week or two ago. We saw like Jacksepticeye play the first half. She showed it to me because there's like one line in it that she wanted me to see. But then we saw the first episode play through. And I was intrigued by it because it's a narrative heavy game where you make choices that affect the story. Not Detroit levels like the way you guys are playing it. It's small things. But different outcomes can happen, different things can happen throughout the story. But it's not like monument. I don't think it's monumental like Detroit. Art style's very cutesy, hand drawn. Looks like it's hand drawn stuff. Animation looks like hand drawn stuff. It's again not basic animation, but like again, we ain't talking Naughty Dog level of animations levels. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 2D. Most of the gameplay is going left to right. There's no going up and down and stuff unless it's part of the interaction. Like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to this fish, or I'm gonna go look at. We get it for like watch. You don't have to like vibrate. Go and look inside a car or go help a dog, and then you go up and do stuff, but you always return to like the same plane and you go left and right to explore. And it's a story of a little girl.
Pretty cool. I mean, it looks like a like a high school kid's art project that's brought to life.
And the art style is fantastic because it has that charm. But what's great about it is that it's visually charming with super dark undertones. Like this narrative is really sad, it's dark, and then the plot twist at the end. Which I'm like now looking at it, I'm like, how did I not guess this fucking plot twist? But then when I was in it, 'cause I'm like, oh, I just wanted to know what happens next. Like I'm following this girl's story, a girl who comes from a very battered family, I guess. Like the dad's a fucking alcoholic, he beats his wife and all this other stuff, and she in her own cute way tells you the stories in a way, and that's why it's like, oh, it's funny, but it's like, oh, that's really bad, and all the bad things she's gone through in her life, and that all gets explained as you play through the game. Like she gives you story as she talks to this voice that's in her head. That's it. That's how the game starts, and says, you want to play a game. Before she tells her that, she tells you the voice tells you, the player, that she's going to die today. You won't know when, and you won't know how, but the choices you make are important. So he tells you that, and then talks to the girl and says, hey, let's play my game here. You're going to have to go outside for this. There's a party. You're going to go to George's house. And she's like, oh, okay. And then you start following the narrative. And he teaches her and you about cause and effect in the beginning, and then you're off. And you start making choices. You start going through the levels, meeting characters, meeting animals, doing whatever you need to do to progress a story or the story / game that the voice in your head is doing. And I loved it. It was like a really short game. I think almost 3 hours. I played it yesterday, finished it unstreamed. Yeah, like a whole stream's worth, and I finished it. I loved it. I love the choices they make. They're not like huge things. They're again cute choices in the beginning, but then like dark undertones. And then once you get to the plot twist, you see what this story's about, if that makes sense, in terms of like death and afterlife stuff and portals. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get this. So
I saw the last.
Brian came in literally at the plot twist, and I'm like, well, Brian, welcome to the stream. I'm about to end it because we just finished the game.
I don't know how someone can get that sad that quickly.
It's
Was he playing?
It's because you literally went up to the point where it's like, oh, this is what happened. So like, this is, and then you're like, oh, and everything just like clicks for me. I mean, again, Kelsey, you could probably like play for 20 minutes and be like, I know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like me playing it, I was like in it. I'm like, oh, what's happening next? What happened next? And then when the plot twist happened, I'm like, am I dumb?
I
Am
love
I
games like
seriously
that.
dumb?
I love like being so consumed by the game that you're just excited to see what happens next, and then when the twist comes up, you're like, I should have seen that coming. I should have. They told me that like 30, like the first 13 minutes. I should have seen this coming.
Yeah, and I'm like, I should have known this. But I liked it. I love the little twist. I was only 3 hours. I love my time with it. The dialogue's fantastic. The little girl makes say some cute shit. She curses in a cute way. She's a little lady. Instead of saying "go fuck yourself," she says "give yourself a fuck." That's my favorite fucking line in the entire thing.
It's only
She
$20
tried.
on Steam. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I mean, I thought it was great for a narrative game. $20. The dialogue's great. Voice acting's pretty good. The voice acting's done by two people because it's only like two people who actually speak. Uh, I don't know, but I guess the symbolism and stuff is really good in it. I recommend it if you like the narrative games. It's a nice little story, wraps up nicely,
Yeah.
and there is a way you can get the bad. I ended up getting the good ending, according to my chat. So I guess you cannot get the good ending. So I don't know what happens if you don't get the good ending. So it's probably even more dark or darker than the story already is. So
If you really want to know how to destroy an ending, you watch me play Detroit Become Human.
yeah, I heard you've literally had a mission of killing the same guy as many times as possible.
Randall was there. He was like, everything was going great, and then it was like one fuck up after the other. And
Man. And that's it. I highly recommend Little Misfortune. Like that was definitely a surprise thing. Like she showed me the video and the girl was being super cute, funny dialogue, and I'm like, okay, the narrative kind of got me. I want to see what happens to this girl. Like if this guy's telling me she's gonna die, how do I get her to die? You know? Like how do I fuck up that gets her dead? And then
looks like you can play a demo. So if anybody if anybody wants to try it out, they can play it on Steam. There's a demo on Steam.
oh, okay. I didn't know there was a demo. So yeah, I recommend it. And if that demo doesn't really intrigue you, then you save $20. And I think that's it for that. Go play it, dude. I recommend it. It's a fun little story game. I wish it came out this year, but apparently it came out last year, according to according to IGDB. So
September 18th, 2019.
yeah. Damn it! It won't make my top 10 this year. Speaking of which, I don't think Cyberpunk's gonna make top 10 this year. I won't have
It's
it.
not going to come out until next year.
It's not coming out till like December 10th. I'm not gonna have enough time to play through that because we're like a week or two after that. We're gonna have our top 10 episode. So like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to
take. When it comes out, you're just going to have to take off from then until our last episode so that you can play it.
Yeah, like I can't. I don't know if we'll be able to make it. That's unfortunate. But I mean, it's not unfortunate because there's a lot of games on my list that I'm like, I want to shout it out to play. Like Journey to the Savage Planet, I loved a lot. I don't think a lot of people played. Obviously, Doom Eternal. Like,
what day are we doing the wrap up?
I do need to make us. Yeah, we do need to like nail that. Probably. Let me see.
I don't know that I'm going to have a top 10 for movies, other than
that's again. That's fair. It's whatever.
I think I've only seen like one or two movies from this year.
Oh, I mean that happens. I guess we can do it on the 15th, because then after that, it's the next week is Christmas week, and the week after that's New Year's week. So December 15th would be our top 10, which means that gives us 5 days to play Cyberpunk. Nah, I'm not going to force myself to like speedrun that game. So sorry, Cyberpunk. Maybe next year.
If it's Skyrim's me, then I'm gonna be there until Tuesday.
Gotcha.
We'll see.
That's unfortunate. I was really hoping to like play a good amount of it and then make it. It makes it. But whatever. I got a bunch of games that needs to shout out.
Make it the 22nd then.
Nah, I don't want to. Nah, I'm good. That way we can just take a nice, good 2-week break from the podcast and just enjoy the festivities. And we'll just do that. So December, what did I say, 15th? Cool. I guess I should start ordering them now because I don't know if I'm going to be watching a lot of new stuff. Well, we'll see.
See, that's where you fuck up. I literally have a whole document from the year starts. I have numbers, and then I'm already trying to order them.
I like to have the whole list on there and then go, oh, that's got to be on here or this. Johan said, add me to the call. Let me say something political. What? Why don't you just say it on the thing and I'll read it? I'm not going to ban you on my chat if you say something political. You're my mod and one of my frequent viewers. So, like, what would I? He says, nah. Okay. No, no one needs banning. No one needs banning. No one's done. What was I going to say? So, yeah, December 15th will be our top 10.
I'm probably gonna have much for music or movies.
Or 15th, sorry. Hey, that's fine.
I'm trying to think of even what I've even watched this year.
I think you have watched some 2020 stuff, so it's just you're probably not remembering.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. I know that there's a couple of things that I've watched, but there was, most of it because everything is like, oh, by the way, with COVID, we're not going to come out with anything. And
yeah,
then,
like this year, I was
release stuff.
This year, I was expecting to have probably the James Bond movie on there, A Quiet Place Part 2, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I was really excited for Wonder Woman, and then they had to push it back.
And I think I haven't seen Tenet yet, but Tenet's technically out. I can go watch it, but I'm not gonna go to the theater to watch it.
Randall, did Mulan make your top 10?
He said no. He's giving you like a harsh no too. He gave you the head nod. Randall, you're gonna play through like 5 days of Cyberpunk and put it on your top 10? Oh shit! So it's gonna be on his list. He's not gonna go to sleep.
Should we have a shit list as well? Like our top 10 shit list?
Of, like, we can do that. Like we're like stay the fuck away from this movie.
Yeah, because like there's been a couple of things I think that Bryant's you and Bryant have reviewed for music that you were like, I don't know what this was, but I wish I could have the 13 minutes of my life back.
I think we did that with a lot of singles.
That could be something next year because if at this point I probably deleted anything I hated, like from my memory.
But you can go back through the documents.
That's a lot of documents.
Oh my god, dude!
Apparently, Bad Boys for Life came out this year, so that's one.
No, he liked that. Randall enjoyed
I love
that.
that movie. That movie was awesome.
Oh, do you meant for the shit list? Hellboy?
Didn't it? Or was that last
year? I thought that was last year.
It was last year or 2 years ago. I didn't see the new Hellboy.
No, after Randall's review, I was like, I'm good. I really liked the first one with Ron Perlman. Sorry, I had to do some loading. Thanks. What are we talking about? Top 10? I gotta go sort that list out for real though. And I think that's it, boys. We got notable releases coming up. World of Warcraft.
That's everything already?
Yeah, I told you my demo stuff was quick, and then we went right into On the Rocks. We talked about Animaniacs reboot. Unless, Randy, you want to talk about The Boys Season 2? Because you caught up.
There's really nothing to talk about. Yeah, I covered it already.
For the most part. So do you have any new favorite characters now that you finished the season?
My list is still the same.
We didn't talk about your opinion, though.
We also didn't actually get to talk about it because you were like, I'm watching this, and we're all like dancing around, spoilers.
I didn't say dance around it. I said go ahead.
All right, well, then the both of you, so the things that we danced around, what do you guys want to talk about from The Boys Season 2?
I just want to know his actual opinion.
Randall, what is your actual opinion on The Boys Season 2? What did you like it? Did you not like it? On Forrest? First of all, I want to see someone who watches that movie and says, no, this movie's garbage.
What movie?
Forrest Gump. Have you met someone that said that doesn't like Forrest Gump?
Mm-mm.
I want to meet that person. I want to see, what did you see in this movie that you were like, nah, this ain't for me?
So what did you think of Boys Season 2?
Randall, what did you think of Boys Season 2?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Johan says shit's trash. Don't even lie to yourself, bro. Don't even lie to yourself. Forrest Gump's good. It's great work.
I think what made the second season interesting is What is her name? Storm something?
Stormfront.
Stormfront.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that was like, wow. At least that's not popping up in my head right now.
That wasn't wow.
Other than the way it ended with the Homelander on the top of the roof doing his business.
He was letting you know that he can do anything.
Question for you then. How do you feel about the lodge scene?
Which part?
The first time he shows up there.
With the task force there?
No.
The first
Before
time
that.
Homelander gets there and he has someone scantily dressed there.
Can you be specific?
When he got there and it was the Stillwell in like lingerie.
Oh, and it's the doppelganger guy?
Yeah.
That was disturbing, man.
What about Mother's Milk?
What about him?
When he got wrapped
Oh.
with the extendo cock.
I just tried to block it out after I saw it. I was like, I knew something weird was going to happen because they like when they first was like zooming in on the inmates, they zoomed in on that area. I'm like, really?
And then Mother's Milk got a taste of milk, but it wasn't Mother's Milk.
The guy's name in the comic is Love Sausage.
Nice.
The guys with the extendo cock, his name is Love Sausage.
Mm-hmm.
I guess people love that sausage. All right, well, that's a very compelling.
So overall, did you like this season? Did you not like it? What happened?
He said there was nothing wow about it, is what he said.
Things that I would like to see is the girl that was in the asylum that left that can like explode people. I would like to see her be more flushed out. Like I hope she just doesn't drop off the radar and we don't see her anymore. Or they give her very little screen time.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
I'm still eagerly waiting for Homelander to get bodied by somebody.
Oh yeah, that's not happening, Randall. He is not that. He's the strongest. So
I wouldn't say that.
I think the only person so far.
I think Stormfront is just as strong as him.
I mean, she's gonna need more than one limb. Yeah.
Well, she's not dead, so.
What if he absorbs his son?
He's not sick.
Like I think she was the only one that was on par with like being able to. I don't think she was quite as strong as he is because she was like, you're like the pinnacle of our expectations, and I think she's strong, but I don't think that she would have been able. She would have been able to stand her ground for a little bit, but I think eventually that would have been it.
Unfortunately, he's the top tier.
Yes, sir. He's the Superman / Goku.
I think that there's somebody who's stronger than him. I have my speculations, but I think he is.
Who?
Black Noir.
Black Noir.
I don't think so. He's not bulletproof.
He withstood 2 explosions and didn't die.
But he had bodily damage.
He had damage.
That regenerates.
Homelander doesn't take damage. That's different levels. Which means Homelander can do too much damage to him that can kill him. He can do enough explosive damage that it'll kill him. Where the explosion...
I think so this is my theory on the whole situation. I think that Black Noir is the same comparison that I always make of Batman to Superman. I think that Homelander can't fight. I think he's just powerful.
Okay.
Man, it would make sense.
Black Noir can fight, and he's strong. So,
you think you can cut him up?
I think that
Batman.
I think that if there is a way to defeat Homelander and he finds out Homelander's done.
Okay.
I feel like Black Noir is literally just I'm strong and you can't kill me. because there's nothing else about him Batman. We haven't seen that he's a really smart fighter, and he's not rich to our knowledge.
I'm talking about the fact that he can fight.
Well, if his weakness is peanut butter, like Homelander can force peanut butter in his face.
Or tree nuts.
Well, he has to swallow it.
Homelander's stronger than him, so he can force like him to eat it.
You're assuming he's stronger than him.
Nah, bro, he's stronger than him.
We haven't got any proof that he's stronger than him.
Take the nut, jab his hand into his, sternum, and leave it. Like,
I mean, these are all possibilities. I'm not negating that, but we still have not seen proof that he can.
I don't think he will because he falls in line. He hasn't been at all rebellious. Like he's been like, "Yo,"
from him is him crying when he finds out he wasn't born with the powers, which was funny to me.
Oh yeah.
I read some stuff after I watched the season 2. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it's true, then it supports my theory.
Well, you don't have to read stuff about it. You read the comics.
So supposedly in the comics, Black Noir was he's there to keep Homelander in check. He was specifically created so that if Homelander was to ever go AWOL, he's supposed to kill him.
Well, then we'll see if they stay true to it. Because it doesn't look like they're doing. Because they just show him off to be the comedic effect when it's like, except you, Black Noir, you're doing great. And then he took down one of the supervillains, I think it was, and then he had the fight with Starlight and then Peanut Butter, and then we never saw him again. Oh, and he fought
Peanut Butter, Almond Joy.
It don't matter. Something that doesn't matter, like food.
I thought it was Tree Nut.
It probably is, but I did. What I'm telling you is, it doesn't matter. He put something in his mouth that was just food, and now he's done. Who cares? It was what was, and he fought the girl, Kimiko. They named her in the show, but
yeah.
So that was a good fight, but she almost killed Black Noir. She did some work, and then she got bodied, and then he left or something. I forgot how it went, but
he snapped her neck.
I think you need to see that fight again. She didn't body him.
Yeah.
It might have been the other way around.
He disemboweled her.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I saw that.
I
I remember that the other way around.
Getting absolutely dominated, but I don't remember her really doing anything.
Yeah, she got some slices off, but he was destroying her, and then he disemboweled her and left her on the ground to die. And because she had regenerative health, that's how she was able to survive.
Right, yeah.
We don't even really know now that I think about it that he can actually fight, because look who he fights. He fights a super terrorist that just explodes. Then he bodies him right there. He fights Kimiko, who does not know how to fight. Who else does he fight?
Starlight.
Yeah,
you don't think Kimiko knows how to fight?
From what we saw, and she's like a Wolverine who just jumps at you and tries to rip your head off. She ripped a man's face off. Like that's how she fights.
She goes through every time there's like a bunch of people, she goes to them like they're nothing.
But that's what she's going through. As nothing. There's no martial art there.
Yeah, it's
just going at them, and they're like,
yeah, but it requires skill to defend against something like that.
And no one's defended against that. Besides, Black Noir just sliced her, but that's it. That's not martial art.
He was so you go back and watch the fight. He's not just like taking slices. He's like using combinations and dodging stuff.
Well, again,
but that supports her theory. She doesn't know how to fight. All she does is jump toward you. So he hasn't had an opposition where we're like, oh, he can fight.
I'm going based on the way I've seen him handle himself in the series. That dude can fight.
Well, Randall, what we're telling you is what if I approached Baki? That's what we've seen so far. If someone like me approaches Baki the Grappler, well, he would just dominate me in 2 hits. That's what we've seen so far. We haven't seen him go up against somebody who can fight.
I think you guys are like nerfing Kimiko a little too much. I get that her fighting ability is unorthodox. It's more like a ravaged animal. But she has superhuman speed and strength, and he's like still able to defeat her with no problem.
Remember, you should know this from all the movies you've seen. Martial arts will still trump that. Like if you know how to joint manipulation or
exactly, so he can fight. That's my point.
Against someone who doesn't know that.
Okay. To say that she can fight because of that is saying Superman can fight then. Because you just used her.
No, I didn't say she could fight. I said it requires skill to fight somebody like that.
Okay.
No, you just said we're nerfing her because she has those things. What you just
Yeah, I'm
said.
saying like you're because you're comparing Noir and saying that the only person he's fought with some sort of abilities or whatever is her, because everybody else he fought was human.
Oh, the terrorist. The terrorist just exploded.
Yeah.
The super whatever. The super villain, super terrorist.
I think she's the only one that he's really like fought.
The rest of it was a
Okay.
joke fight. Like
Skill to, like, dodge attacks regardless of if the person knows how to fight or not.
the
I mean,
Starlight fight, it was them just thrashing each other against monitors, and then Maeve came in and gave him a snack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I guess the fight's over.
I feel like his character is just kind of too chill to really do anything unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope that happens because that'd be cool to see. Because right now he's just like hey, I'm here to move this plot along, and that's it.
I'm calling it. That dude is bad, man.
So that when he actually has to do something, people are like, "Oh shit!"
I hope so. As honestly,
if he does go up against him, I'm not going to be surprised if he handles Homelander his behind.
We'll see. Because I mean, like again, like if laser eyes, bro. Like I don't. Like
that's not
So laser eyes, quick speed, flight. Black Noir Tornage cannot fly, and just drop him.
But if he drops him, he's not going to die.
Yeah, he's not going to die. That's not a good strat. I would laser him in half.
That fight ends there. I pick you up and I said, what are you going to do? You fall all the way down.
Okay, then he can still fight him afterwards.
I mean,
Homelander might be able to drop him and then fly off somewhere, but the next time Noir sees him, it's going to be a problem.
I mean, he just lasers him. He has the zoning. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man.
He can literally, on the way down, beam him. He has so many ways to not get touched and still do damage.
Yeah, I understand that he takes damage, but he has his body regenerates, so it doesn't matter.
You can still kill Wolverine.
We're not talking about Wolverine. We know nothing about Black Noir other than the fact that he is indestructible.
No, we know
his body takes damage, but it regenerates.
But Randall, that's what makes him destructible. If you're taking damage, you're destructible. We have not seen Homelander take any damage.
I thought what Homelander has is called invulnerability.
That makes you indestructible. But if you're taking damage, you're destructible.
Well, whatever the case is, he can't. Based on what I've seen in the 2 seasons, he cannot be killed. Only weakness that I know of that he has is that he has an allergic.
Stupid, I hate that. It was funny, but it's like
thing, whatever. Tree nut allergic.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, well, I thought him.
And we don't really know anything about Homelander other than the fact that we've heard them say that they've thrown all sorts of like military weapons at him, and it didn't do anything to him. And we have not seen him fight anybody. So we just see him laser people. Which, by the way, the people that he lasers are humans.
Well, I mean, the first point you made was why he's stronger than Black Noir.
Why?
Because a regular explosion did damage to his body. Nuclear weaponry did nothing to Homelander.
Okay. So I get what you're saying. You're saying his body doesn't take damage, and Noir body does take damage, but that does not define you losing a fight.
But Stormfront is fucking dead from those same lasers, says Javi.
Okay.
So he can cut through.
And I think that his son his lasers is probably stronger than his.
Maybe because he's got that human emotion.
But
they're both human. What am I talking about? I'm talking about guys just saying.
According to Black Noir's weaknesses, extreme brute force is his weakness, along with tree nuts. Saying beings with high levels of strength like Queen Maeve can overpower him and potentially kill him. So if Queen Maeve's here and Homelander's here,
then he's
Russian, not. If he just does this,
did you just yoon? Did you just yoon attack?
I was about to. If he just flies like this.
It also says that he is an expert hand-to-hand combatant, highly trained in various.
That's what he was saying. Yeah, like he has the martial arts. He can fight, but again, like against Homelander, I don't see that happening.
I don't know.
Well, but I mean, it also like they have to be able to do that. Like, I mean,
exactly.
I agree
just because you can shoot beams doesn't mean that he's going to hit him. They're both fast.
If Homelander literally just relies on his strength, if he can never actually land a blow on Black Noir, it doesn't matter. Like, if Black Noir is a true martial arts expert and Homelander has no physical fighting training and he literally just relies on his brute strength or his eyes, like, that's not going to do shit against somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're doing.
Well,
he has spidey sense, though. That's the thing. You guys are like,
that's not even that. It's not even that. I'm waiting for him to keep answering. I'm doing it on purpose.
Go fuck yourself. So speed is spidey sense. You guys are like, oh, because he's fast, never get hit. It's the difference between, again, and they don't say it on here, the difference with the parallel you drew Batman to Superman is Batman's a master tactician. Whereas Black Noir, even on his page of stuff, good CQC, and that's the most they go for, like, any kind of fighting.
The reason why I gave the example of Batman and Superman is because I used to always say that if Batman had superhuman strength and speed like Superman, Batman would destroy him.
Yeah, but
because he knows how to fight.
I get that, but we're not in that level. We're at he doesn't have it, and Black Noir doesn't have it.
But that's the thing. Black Noir and Homelander are kind of on, at least from what I've seen, they are on even ground. There is nothing that I've seen in that show that shows that he is significantly stronger than Black Noir.
Yeah, we already told you. Impenetrable. That's already, he's done. If an explosion does that much damage to him, that CQC means nothing. Because if he does a takedown, that means Homelander's that much closer to you.
Okay, but he still has to hit him. It's not automatic.
Randall, if I'm holding your arm, you now have access to my arm if you react fast enough. What are you going to do? I'm going to hold you and then let go again? Now you're at neutral.
Yeah, but
you're not doing anything.
But you're implying that just because Homelander grabs Black Noir that he can't move. He's just as strong.
He'll fly up. Where's he going to fly up? Where's he going to just drop?
But he has to do that.
And he can do it with ease. He can do that with ease. He is stronger than him.
I get it. You really like Homelander, and you just assume that he can beat everybody. But that's not how fighting works.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Randall, you're comparing a human martial art with superhuman power. Black Noir does not have the same.
They're all humans.
Black Noir does not have the same superhuman powers as Homelander.
How do you know? We don't know. Only thing we know that he can do that Noir can't do is that he can fly and he can shoot beams out his eyes.
Randall, that one scene where that damage was taken from the explosion makes him way beneath Homelander. If nuclear weaponry was used on Homelander, he is not getting damaged by the Black Noir.
Just because your flesh takes damage doesn't mean that you're weaker.
Randall, he was missing parts. It's not just flesh.
Okay, did he look like he was hurting?
Because the guy was dead.
Yeah, if someone's immune to pain, it doesn't matter if your body is damaged.
Randall, if I rip your head off, you're done.
It's pain suppression.
Like you said, they're human. If I rip his neck off, which Homelander can easily do, what's left?
How do you know? How do you know this? We've never seen him do that. Yes, I will agree with you. He can probably do that to a human being. But to somebody who is also superhuman like him, I cannot sit here and agree with that because I don't know.
We saw Black Noir do that to another super, which is Kimiko, when he just ripped her body open. You think
he didn't rip her body or he cut her. He disemboweled her with the blades.
Okay, so if a blade can do that, Randall, that's not superpowered. You think a superhuman can't?
They actually talk about that in the wiki. So
does he have special blades? I don't know. He has special blades.
Black Noir possesses significant superhuman strength. He was able to trade blows with significantly harm Kimiko in their confrontation and even disembowel him later. Whereas A-Train failed to do so even when he rapidly slammed her head against concrete many times. So he does have superhuman strength. It also says that he has superhuman agility and speed, which they mentioned, because Mother's Milk mentioned the speed that he can outrun a truck, and the agility was shown when he fought Frenchie and Kimiko, being able to dodge and that kind of stuff. It may not be on the same level as Homelander, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be completely out of the fight against Homelander, because he still has he still has a lot of strength, he has a lot of agility, and the fact that he has combat training and military and martial arts training kind of puts him on another level as well.
Homelander is none of that matters because I have brute strength.
So this is the problem that we're the
that
difference that we're having.
Yes,
is that you believe that power wins all the time, which is not true.
His power that he is currently, what we've seen in 2 seasons, I have yet to see someone get to him. Period.
Because no one's challenged him.
Because no one can. Otherwise, he would not be at the head of Vought.
Okay.
But he's not at the head.
Just because somebody hasn't challenged,
or the head of the 7, or whatever. He would have been dethroned.
Just because that's not always true. But okay, we'll go with your theory because he's the head of the 7. He must be the most powerful, which I don't totally agree with, because just because someone is the leader does not make them the best.
Well, but there's no one else to show. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
But there are plenty of fighters in the world. Doesn't mean that they go and challenge Mayweather to a fight. There are plenty of boxers who out there who will wipe the floor with him.
None of them have superpowers, Randall, so I don't care. That's humans.
But no, I'm talking about
that doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot.
It means nothing.
You're like throwing out practical theory.
We're not in a practical world, Randall. We're in a world with superhumans.
All right, so if we're dealing with a world with superhumans, you cannot say that Homelander is better than him and that he would destroy him, because you have no proof, because you've never seen Homelander fight.
I don't need to know what he can fight.
How could you have proof? What proof are you going off of?
It doesn't matter how you can fight. Your survivability is higher than his.
How do you know?
Nuclear bomb at him, he survived. An explosion from a man, and he's ripped up.
Okay, and?
That means whatever Black Noir can do, he'll survive it.
Okay.
If an explosion, which shoots out shrapnel, I don't know if the supervillain threw shrapnel. I don't know what his explosion was. If it was just his flesh or whatever the case is, or just
it looked like it was just burn, like 3rd-degree burn.
And that already fucked his body up. Those lasers are hotter than that bomb.
He's got I don't know if it was because of the explosion, but when they showed him, having to eat the almond joy, it showed that he had burns on his face, which may have been a pre-existing condition. So for all we know, when the explosion happened, there wasn't any actual damage. It was just it burned off of
it wasn't his face. It was his body was fucked. Like his midsection. It showed his midsection just destroyed.
Like searing. With the shrapnel.
I thought it was his face as well in that one.
It was both.
With the shrapnel bomb too, you see like the shrapnel in him and like it's scarred. But I guess that part's hard to tell just because they keep showing the exact same part of his body. You know what I mean? Like the same part that got exploded was the same part that got shrapnel. So that part's just maybe it's just lazy.
They maybe didn't make the prosthetic for the other side, so they just used the same one because they already got it made. Like whatever makeup or stuff they have on that, that's just a production thing, I would assume.
The thing that's like the biggest part. I'm not here just saying he's stronger, therefore he wins. But the thing that Black Noir has not shown is tactician's abilities. And then when they say martial arts, look who they show him against. People who are willing to just try to slapbox you. So yeah, if you know how to deal with slapboxing, yeah, but how do you deal with someone who can immediately take you to the air, who can immediately beam you?
Like you guys keep bringing that up, and I'm just gonna be honest. Like martial arts training does give a significant advantage. Like he may not be as strong as Homelander, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't escape his grab. Like there's tons, like especially going to the Krav stuff, like seeing the difference in like the fighters who are like teaching the classes and things versus like people who have been doing this even just for a couple of years, like it's just astounding. Like they are so quick, so fast. It does not matter necessarily how strong the person is, because you can escape that kind of stuff.
I'm not repeating the conversation. You guys keep saying, with martial arts, I just said a different point than Anthony, and you guys gave me the same point that you were giving Anthony.
Because flight does not equal defeat. Like, I get what you're saying.
And we're saying martial arts isn't against Homelander because if he escapes his grab, that's cool. What's he gonna do next? Because he's not gonna penetrate the skin.
My point is, and no one's contesting this specific point. We have not seen that he's a tactician. He knows how to CQC close quarter to other people that can slapbox. That doesn't show he's well prepared for the supernatural human stuff that he can do.
I wish next season Black Noir beats his ass. I want to see how that happens.
Yeah,
the same way they ruined Black Noir for me with that stupid freaking chocolate thing. I'm like, that was stupid. So maybe they'll do the same thing and he got him because he wasn't looking and he threw a knife in his eye or some shit. Maybe they'll get him that way. Me on paper, not a contest. I thought Stormfront was it because she was like supposed to be the big dog, so she was like hiding somewhere and they brought her out forward. Not the case, clearly. If the fucking kids' lasers can destroy him.
Now, if Black Noir season 3 does body him, I'm not gonna be like, damn, I was wrong. I'm like, oh shit, that was lit. I don't care either way, but if you ask me on paper what I think will happen, I don't think he would win.
Yeah, me looking at statistics, looking at like the specs of this computer versus this computer, this one's out, not even remotely close.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, Anthony. On paper, in your opinion, because he was tested against nuclear explosions or weapons, he survived and he doesn't have any damage on his body. Nothing. I get it. But at the same time, you cannot ignore the fact that the man that's going against him can fight.
And that's me.
And they are both strong. They're both fast. If you have, I give you another example.
Go for it.
And you be honest with me.
I try to be as honest as possible all the time.
Let's say they both invulnerable.
Oh, like they both have the same skin.
Yeah.
Like the same. Okay. Like the same. Like they both surprised.
Thing based off what? Not what I'm saying. Based off what you've seen in the 2 seasons, who do you think would win?
Well, you leveled it. If they both can't be penetrated, then it comes down to martial arts. It's not leveled because of that. That's what I'm telling you.
And you're saying it's not leveled because you've seen his flesh take damage.
He can take damage. But now it's leveled. If they both have vulnerability and the laser's not going to do anything to him, then what does he have? He needs to do CQC against him and break his neck or rip his head off. But if he can block all that efficiently with the martial arts, then that's a fight I got to see.
Well, if they have the same skin, then laser will still do stuff. It just won't immediately body him.
Well, was he hit with a laser?
I'm using Stormfront as the example because Homelander didn't beat himself. She's the closest thing that we've seen to him. I
guess, but it's not him. That's the difference. There's still a gap.
Okay, so
whatever that's arbitrary gap is.
Because we've never seen him get hit with a beam and he's never beamed himself. So that part that's hard to tell. The thing is though, okay, in this situation we have the same skin. Can they be knocked out?
Unconscious if you hit the head.
For story purposes, should we say that they can be knocked out?
That would depend on the force. The blunt force will travel through the skin and hit like his head or something, and then you can make your brain hit the side as you get knocked out or concussion.
That's what's leaning towards my argument earlier. Like I was saying, why I think personally Noir will win because yes, he can't penetrate his skin, but he can break his neck,
or you could choke him out. You might some of the chokes go really fast. Before you black out.
You know, something else we're missing too.
I don't.
If you can fly and you can grab someone and you're really strong, what's to say you're not going to launch him into the fucking sun?
I mean, that's a possibility.
Did they ever show him out of the Earth's orbit? Or like in space? No, right?
But if he's strong, you would think he can get.
You can chuck him up there.
Just fucking chuck the dude.
But again, he still has to do it.
Yeah, like like you're saying the grab thing. He can break out of a grab, but that's not what I don't think that's how he beats him. Again, if Noir gets close enough, he has to grab him, and they're both fast. So it's not like a 0. It's a 50-50. So the one chance he does get him, he's gonna get him. It's over. Because from what I've seen, he can be damaged by just an explosive.
I get.
But damage doesn't equal defeat, though.
It will if I rip his arm off and beat him with it.
But if he regenerated, then that's irrelevant.
We don't know how fast it does, and you don't know if you can regenerate the entire muscle or is it just at skin level. He has regenerative, cool, but I haven't seen Homelander needs to regenerate. And from the stories that they keep spewing in terms of like his lore, we don't know if it's true for real. Like if he can survive a nuclear thing. That's just a story that was told to us. We haven't seen that in action.
Which is okay. So that's why I'm leaning more towards Noir, because I've seen what he can do.
But I'm going off of tales and everything that's on his spec sheet right now.
But like you said, it could be perspective.
It could be anything, exactly. But from that paper of specs, this 3080 is going to get you 60 FPS. All right, that's my card. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what says is going to happen.
I've never seen him go up against anybody who has superhuman abilities other than
Kimiko.
Stormfront.
He never fought Storm. Oh, when they were doing the sex thing, yeah.
But she was like, "No, laser me," because at first he did the little laser thing. She was like, "No, laser
my
me
tits." Yeah, that's what he says. You got to say it with me. Say it with me. Laser my tits. Oh, okay. What's wrong?
But no, she said that, but she said something like before that, like she wanted him to like give his full.
Javi says he'd rather get beat up by someone who knows martial arts than hit by a nuke. I guess that works, but the nuke one's instant. The martial arts one is. I'd rather get hit by a nuke.
I think you might want to rethink that because
someone can break your arm and like rip nerve tendons and stuff out of you. Like that's painful.
They say it's painless because it happens so fast. Like
you're just dead.
Well, with martial arts, if you get a roundhouse in the head and you're knocked out, then.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I get Anthony's point because, like, from what we've seen, Homelander definitely has the advantage. There doesn't seem to be a weakness. Like, even if Noir can get in there, that doesn't mean that Homelander's strength won't just overpower him and rip his arm off, even if he's trying to choke him. Type things. We don't really know Black Noir's full potential, or if Homelander has.
Yeah, because he's only fought like trash people. So
yeah, I get your point that. From what we've seen so far, Homelander definitely has the advantage, but we can't. I also have to agree with Randall that we can't really count Noir out just because of what we've seen, because we haven't really seen Noir's full potential.
Again, if they fight it next season, that's great. That's a great way to have us next season. I would love to see it.
I don't think it's going to be them that fights in the next season.
I was hoping this season was Stormfront. Go ahead.
They're bringing in some character who's basically Captain America for season 3. So I think it's going to be the Battle of the Americans.
Oh, because he's losing his fucking rocker at this point, so they're probably going to try to replace him.
But I think, again, the only asterisk to this is the level of thinking for Black Noir. Because we don't have a weakness for Cockahead. So how good is he at thinking?
He does okay. He does recon because he did the recon with the villain stuff a little bit, and he did the recon at what's his name's mom's house when he was hiding on the roof.
Yeah,
I love that. It's like he's outside, and it just cuts to him going.
Yeah, he can recon, but that's different between.
I know, but
since we use the example of Batman, man stays prepped.
Yeah, he's ready for his readiness.
Yeah,
but you think about it though, Batman has to stay prepped because he's human. If you're in this, if like you don't really take damage like that,
he can be a little careless.
And on top of it, it doesn't seem to phase you at all. You might be a little loose with the tactician skills, because that's the whole point of tactician
is to keep yourself alive at any situation.
Yeah.
I don't know if he stays. I don't know if he does it because he's human, like that's the driving point, or just because like.
Well, he has to.
I think it's for other motives.
I think he does it because he wants to ensure that he wins, so he measures every outcome regardless of how it happens. So that way he has a backup plan to the 43 other backup plans he's already got if something goes down. He plays chess with the 6 trillion already in front of him, so he knows exactly what to do.
No, I'd love to see it, but right now my money is on Homelander, dude. Like from what I see, like on paper, again, it's what this PC can do. What can this PC do?
The thing is that I don't think that as much as I want to see that, I don't think that's going to happen for the simple fact that he's the biggest antagonist.
Yeah, like at this point,
unless they make Stormfront the major antagonist, like they do something where they like give her robot arms and legs and stuff like that, and then now she's like. Somehow she's strong. I don't know. Maybe they could. What's that stuff called?
Compound V.
They like
super
juiced her up like Bane on Compound V. And next thing you know, she's like as strong as him, if not stronger than him. And now she's the new villain.
I kind of want him.
And she bodies him.
I just want him to. I don't like the. It's because Homelander is as great as Homelander is to watch on screen. I want him gone. Because like huh?
I just want to see the turning point.
Yeah, like I want him gone because he is like the. Oh, this my safety net. My plot armor is I'm the strongest. So I don't like that. Like I like this like the A train where he can still get bodied. His legs can break. Starlight can still get bodied. Like the heart attack stuff, like he still has human things that's holding him back. He has powers, but he's still human. Where it looks like Homelander is just literally, since he was basically a super baby and was just he's invincible. So it's like it's cool to see him perform and be that macho. Nice try, I can destroy you. But then I'm like, then where's the weak? Like it becomes a Superman thing. Where it's like, well, then what's the point of watching you fight? Because I know you're gonna prevail. You know. So
Homelander suffers from sonic frequencies.
Oh, Javi says
that
like
sound thing.
Javi says that once he's gone, that's the end of the show. He's like the final boss.
I don't think that's the case. I don't feel like that's the case though, because then if he turncoats, now you still have the same villain. It's just you have more people gunning for him.
I guess. Kelsey, what you were saying about the sonar thing? Oh.
If they kill him though, yeah, it's done.
What were you saying about the sound? Sorry.
So apparently, like on his page, like a lot of this, is just kind of, some of it is like actual weaknesses and things, and then some of it's kind of just speculation. Sonic frequencies due to super hearing, similar to Superman, high pitched noises can damage it because, like, you saw him wince when they did it to draw him away from Ryan, the kid.
Oh no, that actually hurt him. No, you're absolutely right because it did hurt him because he was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then he flew out to go see what it was. You're right.
So apparently, he also cannot see through zinc.
Yeah, they showed that in the van.
Yeah,
yeah.
You could look through the van.
Yeah.
Translucence remains in a zinc-lined box until it was opened. They speculate that he's same thing with Noir, that he's susceptible to extreme brute force. Although it has not yet been seen that it has yet to be seen that a being can truly match him. It seems that a suit with extreme strength could hurt Homelander. Stormfront was able to throw him around and Ryan was able to knock him to the ground, but neither instance seemed to actually hurt him, although neither was actually trying to either. And then they said that like his greatest weakness is his insecurities. He literally is like
a kid.
He's literally the mentality of a 10-year-old, or a young teenager. I mean, he is not very mentally stable. And I think if anybody was going to do something, it would be something like they would
Professor X.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
To fuck with his mental state. I mean, you saw that with Queen Maeve, where when she's like, "I'm going to release this, and then no one will ever adore you again," and he was like, "Fuck,"
Yeah, he's like, "All right, facts."
Question.
Go for it.
Do you guys think Head Poppy Lady can do anything to him?
I was wondering.
I think so. I think she's playing chess. I think she has like her own agenda, and I think she could have killed all of them there.
I think she's bought by Vought.
You just did that to rhyme?
Intended. No.
Okay.
I think she's like. How do I explain it?
I think it's two things. I think she can, but it takes a toll on her. I don't think that happens free.
Why do you think that?
Because then she would have just killed them there, right? Unless she's playing chess and she's gonna move them later for something else. Because the chick who was exploding people, that was free. She looked at you and bam, she was fine. So I'm assuming maybe she can explode people. That's why they showed her, because she's probably gonna be another chess piece in whatever exploding head lady has.
That's why I feel like she's probably like that's why I think I don't want to say Gus. I don't remember his name though.
Giancarlo Gustav. You talk about the actor?
That's why I think he's always watching her speeches. I think that I think that's his ace in
Ace in the
up
sleeve.
Ace in the
Mhm.
sleeve, ace in the hole.
I think she's got her own agenda. I think she's up to something, and I think it's gonna be. I'm hoping it's revealed soon. But I think she's kind of doing her own thing, and she's just waiting for the right moment to be like, "Look at me now, bitch! I rule the
Yeah.
world." You know?
Because
Same. I think
every time she does something in the show, Vought gains from it. So that's the first example that comes to mind is the court scene.
the court scene. Yeah.
Made it seem like, oh, terrorists. And then they said the Compound V stocks went up and it's approved to be sold for $5 million a pop.
Mm-hmm.
So everything,
which is why they're getting super villains now.
And then you hear good news for Vought.
So yeah, she could be under their payroll. Javi says if she looks in the mirror, can she kill herself? These are the questions.
I would think so.
She proved that she didn't. She proved that she could do it all from, not even being in the same room.
But I think she has to look at the person that she's doing it to, because every person that she's killed, she's looking at them.
No,
it's just they never showed it happening to the CIA chick. Like it never showed
even
her around.
In the courtroom. Every time they would cut to her looking at the person, and then their head would explode. And then they would cut to her, and then she would be looking at the person, and then their head would explode.
I need to watch that scene again, but I think she runs out with Mallory, and I think heads are still exploding after. Oh, it stops.
It stops. So the last person that explodes is when
assistant.
Yeah, and she turns and looks at her, and then her head explodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was explosions after she left the room.
Same. So did I.
I'm gonna have to.
Each explosion is tied to when she turns her head, because first one's old dude, right? Then she gets like manic and she does this.
Yeah.
And then
she starts looking at a bunch of people.
When she does 2 turns, the A train replacement dies and someone else. Then Mallory tries to take her out, and then she does this. Her assistant gets bodied, and then they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was.
The only thing they can't explain is the FBI, like you said, where the fuck was she?
Because they were supposed to be like in a desolate place, like in a meetup. So
I was watching her somewhere.
How did she know about the meetup?
But that's the thing, though. If you look in that same scene, there's people behind them. So like it's just a random like parking lot, I think.
Oh, I don't remember that being random people. And I thought the heads exploded after she left. Because I thought it was like, oh shit, they left, and I thought
I'm watching it now. Like it does show her like kind of scanning the room and as people are dying, and then like the assistant dies and then she sits down.
Next to her, Mallory.
She does turn around and look at the assistant, and then she sits down. And then more people explode as she's looking around.
It's like she's literally gone.
People's heads are still exploding even after she leaves the room.
That's what I figured. Like I remember that happened. She left, and I'm like, that's when I'm like, something's up with her because she didn't die, and she was the lead.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
she leaves, and at least 3 more people's heads explode. So either she doesn't need to like see them, or she just has to look at them and then
time
do
it.
like a time bomb thing.
Yeah.
Time bomb thing, where if she can like remember their face or whatever, it happens.
That's probably a possibility too.
3 more people that
you're dead in 3 minutes.
So what do you think makes her eyes go white then? Because there never goes white and then boom booms. But then the only time it goes white that we see is Fresca guy.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. After I saw that, I went back to the courtroom scene to watch her and see if
maybe it's a distance thing.
Oh, that's true. Maybe since he was further away from
exertion or something.
Yeah, like she was like focusing in to make sure she got the right guy. I don't know. That's a good question. Or a good assessment. Yeah, I'm again, after this season, I'm curious to see more, man. Like the girl who got away from the asylum, does she join the resistance with Frenchie and them to help? Because they let her out. Maybe they can join up, or does she?
I know it's gonna become of the boys, because what's his face? Fucking Huey's under her thumb now, essentially.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
He's still making relations with Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
But then what the hell happens with everyone else? Because Butcher pawned the kid. Frenchie and Kimiko are gonna have an arc that no one cares about.
What do you mean he pawned the kid?
He left
gave him to the CIA or whatever they were.
Yeah.
But she offered them a job right after. Like he said, we can pay you guys the group, and then he walks off all cool like with the thing. So I think he's just gonna get the crew back together. to do more missions.
That's his way of saying fuck off, because the whole point of him doing this was for the
Becca.
case of there's a bug here somewhere for Becca.
Becca, I'm Billy Butcher.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Kill him.
Oh
yeah. What would be his point? Oh, he could still be like out to kill Homelander.
Yeah,
since he's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, because this all still happened because of him.
Yeah.
If that kid wasn't alive, I mean, if he didn't do what he did, he wouldn't have that kid, and he'd still be with Becca. Like it still points to him, so he probably still wants to get Homelander. This is why I'm like, okay, now you're gonna pay me to do it. Let's go.
I also have a theory on how Becca died, that we couldn't talk about last week.
Thank you. Okay, let's set the stage here. Let's set the stage here.
What I think happened.
Yeah, but let's set the stage. So for people who don't watch, it's Stormfront. For audio listeners, I'm sorry. Stormfront has her hand on Becca's throat, up against a tree, with one leg I think in front and one leg behind, holding her like this with force, and her like almost not kissing her, but like her face is pretty close, right?
No, it's like this.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay. The kid,
she's extended.
Yeah. What's his name is just swinging back there with nothing happening.
Mm-hmm.
The kid gets upset and light happens. That's for us saying, oh, he used the laser. What I was like, what? I need to know the trajectory here. Randall told me that he thinks the trajectory went
from legs to arm.
From legs to arm, but exponentially did a curve. And he did this. Like he went up like that.
So like you went like this?
Yeah, like upward.
So like,
and like he did like a
level 3.
Yeah, kind of, because it's probably something that he can't control.
So
it's when it comes out, it doesn't come out straight. It comes down towards the ground, and then he looks up and goes like this.
And that kind of checks out.
And I'm thinking the reason why his mother's neck is damaged is because when he shot Stormfront, she probably like either ripped or damaged her neck as she was getting cut.
So that's part of my theory. So I same thing where she's like holding on, and then I don't think he did this. I think the blast was I think it was a blast. I think it was like
concussive
it was like a blast. And she gets hit, rips the throat as she gets thrown away. And because the blast is so powerful because of his anger, that's when she's like going like this, and then she's like trying to like block or something, and the heat just starts deteriorating her extremities because she can't regenerate.
Yeah,
that's why you see like a lot of damage, everywhere.
Gotcha.
So mine is it's kind of in the middle, because I feel like how like beams in Dragon Ball have a really big explosive tip. That sounds weird.
And you need to check that out, bro.
And then it like skinnies out. So I feel like it was like a abrupt, actual like projectile that hit her. Let me see. She's like this.
Yeah, right hand.
Here.
It was right hand and the two legs. I got fucked.
I feel like he aimed like right here, and it's like an explosive blast. Took out the limbs, but I feel like it went blast and then like less power. So when he was reeling back, like recoil. That's what nicked her on the neck, I think.
Like when I saw that, I was so confused.
Because Butcher was on the ground, like what just happened?
Yeah, so I don't know how he was affected either.
It couldn't have been a beam, at least in its entirety.
So yeah, because he was.
I'm going with the Kelsey theory.
Oh wow, fuck you too.
No. I understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying. It's just that I think it's more believable if it was concussive, because if the impact was so hard, that would explain why her limbs came off, and it would also explain why Butcher didn't get killed in the process, because he was like right there.
Yeah, he was like right behind her swinging the crowbar. I guess that was one of my biggest gripes of that ending part. You have no problem showing a guy get like his face ripped off, but you couldn't just show this in real time. Like just have the beam come up. I guess, but I don't like that. Like you've doubled down on like the action and the gore and stuff, and like this would have been a cool one to have like the camera right behind the kid as he does that or whatever the hell he does, and you see the things happening in real time. That would have been beautiful.
What I kind of wish would happen, because Maeve just appears whenever.
Yeah,
it's like maybe she was recording for more proof. So I was hoping we get to see her phone and see it happen.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know what you mean. So more like, hey, you think I'm done? Look what your kid can do too. I will put him on blast too, so no one will love him.
Jeez,
I get that. I just wish that we had that like real time thing, because they had no problem doing this up until this point, you know. And then the suspense thing, I'm like, okay, well, like even the head explosion stuff, it wasn't like you hear a bomb, it was just happening, and you're like, what the fuck is going on, you know?
There's still a way that we could potentially see this, and that's through the kid's eyes, because he's probably gonna think about that moment.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
He's probably gonna have nightmares about it.
I mean, he killed his mom. Like, yeah.
Well, he didn't kill his mom.
He's gonna tell himself that. I'm saying, like, he's like, it's his fault. It's his laser. That's what he's gonna be growing up. And depending on how I guess Homelander's gonna get the kid back. Like, we all know this, right? Season 3 is gonna be, he's gonna bust into the CIA, take his kid, and now he's gonna be,
unless they keep him in some sort of zinc.
That's true. Like
fortress thing.
You're right.
Well, then I feel like at that point it still wouldn't matter, because he probably just start killing people until
it happens. Yeah, until he gets the kid.
They give him his kid back.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not, because like Maeve said, like, he cares what the people think about him, so he's not gonna go out killing random people.
So I watched the scene again with the kid, and Butcher is like standing like super close, like beating Stormfront with the crowbar. The kid never moves his head. He just kind of like gets angry and looks at her, and then the eyes glow, and then the next scene happens.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, ugh.
So I think it was some sort of concussive blast.
Yeah.
Or
neck pull.
When it like, it may not have necessarily been focused, but like it wasn't like Homelander's where it's like beams.
Super
it's like
down,
yeah. It's not like a controlled beam. It's like an expanded beam that hits her, and maybe when she gets hit, she flails and hits Billy or Butcher.
Oh, right.
You know, and then like, you know, rips the throat because she's still holding on to Becca and things, you know, but there's no real way to tell. But I think it's some sort of uncontrolled, like, explosive beam or concussive beam that eventually like just has the heat and power that Homelander's does, you know, to singe her body like that. And she's obviously not indestructible. Like, especially like, you know, she gets stabbed in the eye right before that. You see it, the standing over scene, that's completely gone now.
Yeah.
The other thing we haven't taken into account, Stormfront has electric abilities. She can maybe do a defense retaliation. Just did some big ass blast of thunder.
Yeah.
And thunder gets bright as fuck. So maybe it's just beamed her up Scotty, and she was like, "What the?" And then try to do something.
I guess, but I don't know if that would work. Because then what's her name would have been destroyed further instead of just a neck wound if electricity at her level is coursing through her body, right?
Yeah, she's too focused on, like, watching the scene. She's too focused on Becca dying for her to like even notice that the kid's gonna do anything. Like, she's literally like drooling over the fact that the light's about to go out, and like she's like, you see her kind of like turn away from the kid, stare into Becca's eyes, trying to watch the light go out.
Y'all.
Go for it.
You guys, what do you guys think would have transpired if Homelander landed
before that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Before the I-beam, and he sees his son screaming because Stormfront is choking his mother out.
I know this is sound weird, but I think he would have stopped Storm from killing Becca.
Yeah.
You don't think he would have I-beamed her?
I think.
I don't know how he would. Go ahead, Brian.
I think he would have tried to calm the kid down. Because as he saw when he started having the panic attack, he just stopped whatever the fuck he was doing. He got him out of there.
Also true.
And let his mother get killed? You think he would have let his mother get killed?
I don't know, because that's the thing with Homelander. He'll sometimes have like moments where he's like, "Oh, this kid, he thinks ahead a bit. Like, he thinks." Like the whole that we were talking about before, the whole like when Stormfront was talking about the Nazi stuff to the kid, and it cuts to him, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, he gave him the "What the fuck are you talking about?" Look, like, so he has a line.
Weird.
Say again.
When she was like, "There's a war going on against white people," and I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, like, excuse me.
And then it panned to Homefront, and he was like.
He's like,
sorry,
what?
To say, Yeah,
and
starting to like distance himself from her, with certain things.
I don't think Homelander gives a freak about Becca. I don't think so either, but
Yeah.
But he knows how important she is to the kid. Like, he's been slowly trying to get away from Becca, but he didn't like rip her out like a Band-Aid, because he would have done that earlier if he could, because he could have always just taken him.
I think he would have just taken her there and told Stormfront to just leave her. So I think he would have tried to calm the kid down and then be like, let's go.
Oh yeah, so no one would have gotten killed.
Because like the only times where he has any morality was when with his son, minus shoving him off.
Whoa, he didn't show. That was him teaching him how to fly. Okay, that's just like someone. Hey, get on your bike, and he pushes you off, and and you learn how to ride a bike that way.
Or the roof of the house.
Yeah, that's how you fly. You get some air between you and the ground, and you try to stay up.
Despite what happened, his intention was to show
him how to fly.
To show him how great he was. So with his kid, there's some level of morality, especially with the racist, the fucking white thing. He's like.
Yeah, he's like, we're not teaching him that, so let's move on. Let's go inside and get some cake and shit, you fucking crazy woman.
So that's why I think he would have tried to calm him down. Because he's not going to stop Butcher, because clearly he's not doing anything.
Yeah, Butcher was literally just swing. He's like playing baseball, just swinging at whatever came in. Nothing was happening. So I can see that. He'll just stop Storm and be like, yo, we don't need to do work. We got what we needed. The kid's here.
Got 2 people to hate him.
Yeah. He
still wants to kill
Homelander
because of what he did, and then we know that Stormfront is still alive, and if that gets released to the public,
he's probably gonna go see if he can finish the job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming there's still some resentment towards the kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That scene was great because it was him. It panned to the kid and Butcher on the same frame, and then it clicked, and that was just red. That was maroon. He was like, he picked up that crowbar like, kid, you're going to feel steel in a second. Like, he was going to beat down if Homelander didn't get there, that kid would have been dead. Or not dead, because he's superpowered, but he would have swung at that kid.
That's why Becca knew, because she's like, don't
blame him. Yeah, that's why that's for her last words, because she knew the second she goes away, all that anger that he's had inside for Homelander is going to go right to that kid. And boy, was it about to go down. Either Maeve would have tried to stop him, or if Maeve didn't just make the surprise appearance, or Homelander did, I think that would have gotten real dark. Bryant, damn it. I don't know. I'm excited.
Like I don't agree that Maeve should have just popped up out of nowhere. I feel like she could have done stuff differently, but the entire season was basically her trying to expose Homelander. Yeah. And it was going to happen at one point or another.
We've never seen her fly, right?
She can't. She said she can't fly.
How did she get there like that then?
I thought she can speed run.
I think she's super quick.
Because remember in the beginning of the show, she speed runs in front of a truck and stops it when that truck was going to run over someone.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
So I know she can. Go ahead.
Her being thrown in there, I was just like, they had in the storyboard someone interjects.
Needs to be there, yeah.
And then they had the rest of the story, and we're like, well, what's Maeve doing? Oh, we don't have her in this scene.
I did not notice. Did I say she speed runs?
Yeah.
She runs fast.
She speeds that allow her to run along walls of a building.
Nice.
Defy gravity for short periods of time. Running in this manner, she was able to overtake and pass a speeding armored vehicle.
Yeah, which I think that's how they show up. That's might have been something similar to the beginning of the show. I think it was the first episode. Mm-hmm. She runs in front of it and stops.
That's the first time you see Homelander.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, this girl's fucking strong.
And nobody said anything about him killing that guy.
Nobody.
He could have just took the gun and just that'd have been it.
He could have literally just done this and dropped the gun.
He takes the dude and throws him 18 blocks away.
That's why I fucking love him. Like that fucking ego stuff, that power trip. It's just fun to watch him. He loves doing it. What's his name? Anthony what? The actor's just having fun.
Anthony Starr.
Yeah, he's having a great time as Homelander, dude. And I would too. That is fantastic. That's why I agree.
I feel like they need to. I guess Noir is probably the Batman.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to see that happen. Him get knocked down a couple of pegs.
Because
that'd be
everybody,
great, but
I'm noticed. Well, I noticed it earlier, but it's like everybody from the Justice League.
Yeah, it's a parody. The Deep is Aquaman.
Yeah.
Black Noir, I think, is like what?
He's got to be Batman.
Batman, yeah. And then we have him, Superman, Wonder Woman
maybe.
Flash. I think that's it. And the invisible person was supposed to be Martian Manhunter, I guess, because Martian can go invisible, but that's not.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know. I don't know if there's a Justice League member that can go invisible.
No one Martian Manhunter.
There, I mean, in the expanded Justice League there is, but in the original 7 there aren't.
Okay.
Well, other than the Martian Manhunter can. He can become.
But he can shapeshift though.
Yeah, he can shapeshift, but he can also. They show him as being like transparent, so that he can like go through objects and things. But I'm pretty sure it's basically he's phasing out of reality to do whatever he wants, or to move through objects and things.
Damn, he's so strong, dude. Martian Manhunter is dope.
Yeah, I mean his weakness is just fire.
Oh, I seen it, Brian. After Randall told me to watch Doom, I seen it. He was yelling for an hour and 40 minutes.
At the bar.
I think that was like a unique fire though, because he was even on fire after he jumped in the water.
Yeah, it was. I think Batman said like
it's like a Martian something otherworldly. I think from where he's from, that's his weakness.
His weakness.
Yeah, it was like a fire of some sort, and that man was yelling for literally the whole movie. That was his line.
It was hard to watch. Man.
He can go intangible.
Untangible, okay. Or intangible.
But he doesn't have ability.
So I guess that's who he's kind of supposed to be, but that's all I've seen him do before he blew up, or Huey blew him up. Huey blew him up.
I feel like I don't know what happens in the comics, but I wouldn't be surprised if out of desperation he takes some Compound V.
I was hoping that happened this season with more and more of it being public, and he takes some. But go ahead.
I was thinking the same theory with Butcher. I thought like he was gonna reach a tipping point,
and he's gonna be. I'm gonna be a soup to take you out.
Yeah,
I think he hates soups too much to become one.
Mm-hmm. I can see that too. I don't know, but after this season, I'm excited to see more, man. Like, I really want to know the what happens after the asylum, because a lot of people got free. They just showed that girl, but a lot of people got free. Like, they left. What happens with the Compound V now that it's public?
Were they killing each other, or were they killing the people that worked there?
Both. There were some that were just going for the guards, and then I think if you look it back, there was some people fighting each other. Which makes sense, right? Like, if you're like in a prison or something, you have beef with someone, it's like, oh, now who's going to save you? And the guards ain't going to save you. And they start fighting each other.
You know what I thought was dumb?
What?
Was the guy who can spit acid. How do you die from something that comes out of your body? Remember when
I don't remember that.
Remember when he came into the room, and I forget what happened, but he spat the acid and I think I think Kimiko tripped him. She tripped him, and then he spat the acid, and it went in the air and hit his face and melted his face.
Oh, that's probably because his innards can take it, and then when he spits it out, like Brian was saying, his skin doesn't. Like, it can contain it, but once it's out of his mouth, like, his innards can't. It's just acid at that point, you know?
That's so dumb, man.
Dang, I forgot that scene. That was probably during the mayhem when they were trying to run away, right?
Yeah, that's when they
like the CCTV room, and then Bobby Drake gets the vomit guy on him, and then they say, okay, you guys can come with me.
Gotcha. I don't know, man. I love the season 2 again. I don't know why I'm reviewing it again, but I'm excited to see the next one.
I guess last question for you, Randall. Season 2 or season 1, which did you prefer?
That's kind of hard for me to answer because it kind of felt like it was all one watch, because I literally had watched it watched everything all in one day. Because while I was working throughout the day, during the day, I watched the first season. Then we had the podcast, and right after the podcast, I watched the entire second season till like, I don't know, 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's all like one
long thing.
One long thing for me.
I think for me it was second season. Now we're talking about, I think, second season because there was more characters, like tension, like there's a tension, no, like character, like in like the characters' own battles, like the whole. Yeah, like the development, I guess, would be their arcs with like Homelander, like, oh, I need to stop being a dickhead in front of my son because I have a son now. Maeve had come to truth with how shitty she's been in the 7, that she's done with that. Starlight, What did Starlight do this season? Was the Jesus stuff this season or last season?
Last season. This season was basically her becoming numb to it all.
Oh, that's true.
She gave that speech.
That's true, yeah. And then, I mean, yeah, Huey was like, "Oh, I don't want to be just but his was like at the end, like, "Oh, I don't want to be part of this anymore."
His depression arc was kind of heavy.
Oh, it was. That's true.
That sound was starting to annoy me.
What, the Huey one?
Yeah, he's he hasn't got there completely for me, but he's getting close to being very annoying because it's like, okay, I understand that everybody reacts to situations differently, but you've known for a very long time that people, like, there are soups in this world.
Yeah.
And obviously you know that people die, especially with Homelander being around. I'm pretty sure that is not the first time you've seen Homelander kill people. You're in it. You're in the shit now. Yeah. So at a certain point,
for 2 seasons now, he's been in the shit.
At a certain point, you got to be like, okay, either I'm going to be in it or I'm going to walk away. Not this whole teeter-totter, and then I'm going to have breakdowns and stuff like that.
That's been the arc. The arc is him trying to figure out if he wants to be in it or not. And then at the very end, he's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So he goes the political route.
The political rally. Yeah.
I think the thing that irritated me the most is the part where they were on a boat and then they rammed the well.
That was crazy.
And he's just gonna sit and it just bothered me. He's like, everyone needs to go because Homelander and them are right there. They're coming.
Yeah.
And you want people to sacrifice themselves to protect you. You can't sit there and just be like, no, I'm not going anywhere. And then you see Mother's Milk he's a human being. He's not going to let you leave. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you put him in that position? I understand that you're going through some inner turmoil, but still, like, I just felt that was, like, very selfish.
Yeah. That was the one part of it that didn't make sense. It's like, what's the plan here? Because if he was this low, you could have injured yourself a while ago.
Well, I think he was just I think that was just his breaking point. I think it was like ramming through. It's not like every day,
you ram through a whale with a ship. Yeah.
You ram through a fucking whale, and I think he was just finally at his wit's end and he's like, no, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to sit here and they can kill me if they want to, but I'm tired of doing this. Like it wasn't like the best move, but I mean,
he's in shock. It's like,
yeah, I can see where you just get to the point where you're just like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm tired. I can't do this anymore.
I feel like they should have done that like the rock bottom point after he sees Starlight's eyes glow when she's told to kill him. Mm-hmm. I feel like right after that he should have been like,
I'm out.
Yeah. Instead of right before with the whale thing, because right before that the voicemail's left, so then he sees her, thinks, hey, oh, you got my message, kill him. And then seeing her act reluctantly start to power up, that's when I feel like he should have been like, no, she's not that
I'm out.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Okay.
I don't know. The thing, I prefer season 1. The idea of the character development season 2 is what I liked, but the execution was just stupid sloppy. And for some characters, they're like, well, what should we do here? We should have him kiss her. What?
Wait, what? When did this happen?
Frenchie and Kimiko.
Oh, yeah.
It's so stupid. Their whole dynamic was not that, and then like, well, we need like 15 minutes. What do we do?
Love scene.
Yeah.
The brother arc I thought was okay. That was this season, right? Season 2? Near the beginning? Yeah. Kimiko's brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's season
2. I enjoyed that.
I feel like there was just a lot going on in season 2. Like,
it was hard to like contain it near the end because
season 1 there was an obvious direction, Season 2, like, there was a lot more grit, but there was a lot, It wasn't like, they have a focus, which is they obviously still have a focus of taking down Vought and exposing the soups and trying to take them down. But they were like all over the fucking map because, they were branded, Number
Branded
one
Outlaws.
yeah, you know, just I don't know.
It was Branded Outlaws, saving Becca, the VOT like evidence for Compound V, going into the asylum, Homelander with his kid, Stormfront bringing the Nazi stuff. Like it was like so many arcs coming in here, and it was like, what are we doing? You know? I get that. Like it definitely was like a bunch of stuff like colliding at once.
Yeah, and then you have the other stuff like when they get to the court and heads are exploding and everything.
Oh my god! And then fucking A-Train trying to get back into 7. Who cares? The Deep.
The whole church.
Who cares? I'm so done with the Deep. Like he's not interesting. I'm
completely.
Get him killed, bro. Like you're not gonna be redeemable in my eyes. So like, get him out.
Maybe that's why they keep doing this, because people usually shit on Aquaman. They go, well, all he does is this.
Oh, maybe
keep it going.
Gotcha, but it's just for me. You're wasting airtime, dude. Like you could be doing something else.
That whole scene when he was like talking to his gills, I'm like, are you serious?
Because he was having a trip. I think they gave him like a drug or something, right?
Yeah, it's that drink that they keep giving him. But I'm just saying, just that whole scene was just, it felt like a filler.
Because they wanted you to feel something for him. I don't care about the Deep anymore. He made it early. I'm like, oh, he's just a scumbag. Get him out. You want a Fresca? And Fresca had a deal in this season or something because everyone had Fresca.
So the writers were asked about this, and they said, we just thought it would be funny if they were to offer him something, it would be a Fresca. That's the only reason why they kept mentioning it.
I wonder though if that's like a special Fresca, you know, because the church, what's the church called?
Church of
the Collective.
Like it's obviously a brainwashing church, you know.
Yes.
Like I mean, you could see how they were manipulating the Deep, and like when he picked his wife, you know, the taking the classes, all that stuff. Like it literally is just a brainwashing community where they trick people, convince people to do things that they wouldn't normally do. And you know, I'm wondering if like same thing with when they gave the Deep the like tea of shrooms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If the Fresca is like a special brand of Fresca that is like lightly seeded with whatever it is, so that it makes it easier to convince.
I think it is because when what's his name?
A-Train.
When A-Train drunk it, then he all of a sudden changed. And then when Gus, he offered it to Gus. Gus wasn't like, nah, I'm good.
This could have semen in it.
The writer said there's literally nothing special about the Fresca. They just thought it'd be funny to mention it.
Oh, that's weird.
No significant value. They're just like,
because they keep putting the camera on it. Every time somebody comes in with it, they put the camera right on it when they're sitting it down.
That's wasted frames. It's not wasted frame. It's for the joke. Then if it's for the joke, then they do it so you can laugh. For me, it was wasted. I laughed the first time.
He's with the Fresca.
Yeah, I laughed the first time, and I'm like, okay, we get it. You're either sponsored or y'all think it's hilarious. Keep it moving. Especially when you only have like 8 episodes a season, bro. Make every fucking frame count, dude. Like every time it was wasted on the Deep, I'm like, stop.
Like I can at least understand the A-Train section of it, but even then, I'm like, he's out. Leave him. He's gone. Move on. You know,
move on, man. Like, and then they use him for the plot point, which is what getting the document or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. And then not to be seen again, except you're back in. Oh, good thing we did 8 episodes of you just going through hoops with the Collective, and only to get the head of the Collective destroyed at the end of it. Oh, so what's the Deep gonna do now?
That's another reason why I think that the ladies was bought. It's like the last sentence he basically says before he hangs up is, "We have so much dirt on these superheroes or whatever, on either the 7 or the superheroes."
So yeah, that's true. If he gets rid of that guy, then she can save this dirt for her chess move if she needs to. Yeah, like that part. That's what I'm saying. Use the time on that. Obviously, he's comedic relief, but they forgot to make it funny. Facts. Like it's like sad humor, if that makes sense. Like, oh, let's just keep making him, like, let's feel sorry for him, and like
There's nothing like from the first time you see him. There is nothing funny about the Deep. Like I
Nope.
have not liked that character from minute one.
If they wanted to like successfully put a character that just gets shat on and it's funny, they could have like look at what they do with the Meg, where no one gives a fuck about her in Family Guy, but it's so funny when she gets shat on.
Because she'll just come in periodically and they just remind you, go fuck off, Meg.
Yeah.
Here they
don't-
just like
They don't even shit on the Deep. He literally just exists.
yeah, like he just he's such a drag. Like it's
He's just dead
Anyway.
weight.
yeah. At this point, we're wasting airtime talking about a guy who's wasting airtime on the show. I don't know, but there's so many things I can't wait for them to hopefully that they can get back into making the next season, and then we'll see it next year. Hopefully,
They haven't said when it's coming out.
no, because they made this weekly because of the quarantine. Because they don't have that many things filmed after for like shows after this, like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I don't think they've done that yet, and there should have been a season this year, I think. And
Yeah,
like
the
all of
only
their
thing we
other
know so
production
far-
stuff. Go ahead.
The only thing we know so far is basically what they ask the writers. Oh, season 3, what's up next? And that that one guy that's basically Captain America got hired to be that guy that's Captain America.
So
What
he'll
guy? Did they show him in season 2?
no.
No, it's just from like news articles that I know.
So they're probably trying to
someone
work
from
him in there.
Supernatural. So Janiana's probably gonna watch this show now.
She watches it with me,
So she's really gonna watch season 3 then.
I guess. But she already watches The Boys.
Yeah, but she likes Supernatural is the joke I'm trying to make.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's one of the main guys. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
It's
the guy with the brown hair.
but the short brown hair or the long
Yeah.
the long hair. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
I just
I know-
scrolled through the entire Google page. yeah, that's who it is.
Talking about
Gotcha.
Dean or
I think it's
I don't
Dean.
fucking know the names.
The short hair one is Dean, right?
yeah.
Jensen
Dean, yeah.
Ackles is the actor.
Dean. Yeah.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite scene is when he loses. I think it's him. He loses. Oh no! Well, what is it? Something happens and he gets scareder and scareder with every passing moment, and they're like trying to hunt down like whatever has caused this, and they're in like some like a gym or something like a
Oh, the yell.
and he's like 1, 2, 3, and he opens the thing, and he's just like, and
And
it's
he just
fucking rabbit jumps out. It's glorious.
I think you sent us that clip.
The name of the character he's gonna be in The Boys is Soldier Boy. That's the name of who he is.
Okay. I mean,
So he's
to his
probably-
credit, he can play. I think he can play a good Captain America. He has like the facial structure and the hair. He could probably play a Captain America if they were ever to recast in the MCU. Whether he has the same charm, I don't know. I didn't really watch that much Supernatural to know.
I mean, we'll find out next season.
Anywho, all right.
This is supposed to be
Somehow-
somebody with powers.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a soup named Soldier Boy. So I'm assuming it's their parody of Captain America. That's why I keep saying it.
Which is why Brian's saying he might go up against Homelander to replace the head of the vault because he's America. Since I'm assuming maybe Homelander does some crazy shit because he's trying to find his son, or like him jacking off in the middle of the night, someone will be like, "What the fuck's he doing?" And like, we need to get this guy out of here, or whatever the case is. All right, so nobody's playing Shadowlands. All right, we can keep going on
I'm
here.
assuming that Gus is already trying to get him out. Because
Again, Gus is always Giancarlo, whatever, always plays a character that plays chess. So I'm sure he's got contingency plans for all this.
What you don't know is he's actually a soup that can take out
Oof.
Homelander.
That'd be really cool.
He actually
Speaking
shoots
of
blue
which-
meth at you.
Okay, all right. He never made the meth, right? So why would he shoot the meth?
That's his power. I didn't do it.
Okay,
That's how he got so rich, is he sells meth.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Ghost
I
Runner,
was so happy,
yo, Randall,
man.
you are fucking me up right now, dude.
My bad, man. even though I couldn't see nobody push his junk in, I could not tell you how much joy it brought to my heart to see Gus tell him like,
we can't just keep calling him Gus.
I don't know the character's name,
but at least his actor name. Like I know it's Giancarlo. I think it is.
He was like,
Gustav or something.
We don't need to consult you or anything.
Yeah, he puts him in his place. He's like, no, bro, this is a business, and you're just an asset. And I'm like, oh, let's go. He always has. And he always has the. Yeah, like he has.
The thing that sealed it. He's like, and you're not even our greatest asset.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, word.
Wait, he said that?
Call him the guy from Far Cry 5. Far Cry 6. He's in 6, not 5.
Ooh, idiot.
That's not what I said. That's Brian.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think it's just that when he looks at you with that semi-smile and looks at you down on his glasses, just know that he already won.
He beat you. He already shook your hand in the future. So it's like, he literally just said, "Hey, me okay." He already jumped in time and shook your hand. You just don't know it yet. And he's going to be in Far Cry 6, dude. Like, I can't wait for his performance in that. Speaking of which, it also has performance in Season 2 of Mandalorian, which is this Friday. It starts. So if you have, Brian, have you seen?
The first I haven't seen anything.
Dang it.
It's because, so I was hearing, hey, this is good, right? This is good. So I was waiting for the whole season to be over. And then we saw the new Star Wars movie, and I was like, I'm just done with Star Wars.
Oh,
so
I get that.
I've been hesitant to watch this because I was like, do I care?
I mean, I watched it after the movie, and I still enjoyed it. Like, it's really cool to see the whole.
But this is made by John. How you say his
Favreau.
name? Favreau.
Yeah. I mean, this is really cool because you get to see like the lore of the like the all the armor they do and what they do to get like their armor's all like painted and like put sigils on it. Like it's a whole like. It's a community, dude. Like the armor that everyone wears is awesome. Like it's learning.
How long? They're hour long.
They're hour long. But I don't remember how many episodes.
I don't remember how long. They're at least 45 minutes long.
But I think they're 10 episodes. I don't know, man. It's worth. I thought it was really cool.
We'll see.
This is the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like their whole saying and stuff.
I haven't seen anything Star Wars related since the prequels.
Dang. I mean, that's also fair. If the last thing you saw was the prequel, you're like, I'm done here. Like, I don't want to.
So you haven't seen Force Awakens or Last Jedi?
If it came out after the prequel,
do yourself a favor and don't.
But also do yourself a favor and watch Rogue One. Rogue One's really cool.
Oh, he hasn't seen Rogue One.
He said anything after prequels, so like he hasn't seen Rogue One. He hasn't seen.
Hold on. Don't watch Rogue One, you piece of shit. It's garbage. You'll never love it. Now you'll watch it.
He definitely needs to see Rogue One because that was dope.
I've just like same thing with Spider-Man. Like I haven't watched Spider-Man because I did the like Doctor Strange and then Logan and then the Avengers and then it was like I'm just kind of burnt on superheroes.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. After, I mean, if you see them in succession really quickly, it makes sense. Like this gap after Endgame is going to be good for us because we're going to be fiending for it. So once the new Doctor Strange comes out, or wait, what comes out first, Spider-Man 3 or Doctor Strange?
When does Morbius come out?
Was that delayed?
What, Morbius?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be out by now.
I don't. Again, this is why during the quarantine everything was pushed around.
I thought it was supposed to come out this year.
Yo, Black Widow isn't even out yet.
That's what was also pushed. That this year I wanted to watch. I think it was supposed to come out this year. I'd eat a whole donut in minutes. You can eat a whole donut in seconds. Yeah, you're lying. Like what?
I've seen you bench. I know you can do more than that.
Oh damn! I just imagine Johan like benching 225. So then, no one's playing Shadowlands, bro. Guilty as charged. Yeah. No one's playing Shadowlands. Ghost Runner's out. Javi said he played it. It plays a bit like Mirror's Edge, but cyberpunk. It seems
I saw that. I was watching somebody play that, and I saw that they were playing that in the channel.
Mm-hmm.
It looked Javi fucking streamed.
I mean, he streamed on Discord.
Yeah.
To everyone.
You can just join the Discord voice call. You mean the public?
Or Randall could man up and actually stream.
How did this? I wasn't even included in the conversation.
Yeah, but Randall, once the word "streams" involved, get your parry hand ready because it's about to come at you. And also, Final Fantasy 14 patch 5.4 is coming in early December. Mark your fucking calendar. Is that an expansion? I think I already asked you this. Watch Dogs Legion comes out on Friday. I'll probably be playing that. Don't know when, but I'm definitely gonna buy and try because I enjoyed the second one. And then the second game from the Dark Pictures anthology is coming out. Little Hope. So the first one was Man of Medan, and now the second one's out, which is like each their own separate thing. You don't have to play the first one to play the second one. It's just like an anthology of like horror movies, I guess, or / games. And the next one's out. And then from movies, I don't know, Brian. And then from movies, we got I don't know, because they'd be dropping just on Friday, so regardless of what anyone cares. And then for music, I saw that Sam Smith.
Good God, my bad.
You're fucking me up today, dude. Like, what's going on, dude?
That was
what happened? What happened?
I was just looking at the date for the next Spider-Man movie.
He just started filming. It's gonna come out like in 2 years.
It comes out December next year.
Like on Twitter, it's just him going, "Hey, we just started filming like this week." So that's not.
Yesterday, he just touched down in Atlanta to start filming. I think it was.
So that's not coming out until a while, bro.
It says December 17th, 2021.
Oh, that's not so bad then. Is that Uncharted movie going to be good? I'm hoping. I like what he looks like he looks really young, like Brian said, but I like that the costume looks good. Like I'm hoping he has the same charm as like Nathan has. Or not Nathan. I'm sorry. No, Nolan.
Right.
No, the voice actor, Nolan
North.
Nolan North. Thank you.
Oh, I think he will. I mean, from what I've seen, like from clips of the game and watching you play, and like just Holland's personality.
Yeah, I think he can bring it. So I'm hopeful.
I think the other dude is more like Nathan. I forget the actor's name.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion. Absolutely, but
I think he's the real like Nathan Drake.
You guys are
Nathan Fillion is awesome. I love him.
You guys are missing the biggest question, and you haven't asked it yet.
Who's gonna play Sully?
Who's playing Sully? You already know who's Sully.
Who's Sully?
Brian, you're not gonna want to know the answer. They already have photos of him in costume.
Who?
Tell me who it is.
It's Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's Sully.
Why?
Gotta be honest, they put us side by side with him in makeup, like old makeup, and with the mustache. It looks pretty good.
That's weird, bro.
I don't know why they picked Mark. I'm pretty sure it's Mark Wahlberg. Do you see it, Brian? Did you Google it? Did you find the picture? Brian, you're just staring. I don't know if you found the picture or what.
Maybe he was hoping you were trolling.
Oh, I mean, I get it. Like I get if you're disappointed, but I saw the picture of like side by side with the mustache, and it looks like him. Like he can definitely pull that off. But whether he's gonna have the same like grit and like that Sully had, that's gonna be different.
No,
you know?
He's not. He can't. He doesn't. He's not gonna sound anywhere near the way Sully sounds.
Again,
Sully sounds like an old, wise, like charming man.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Wahlberg is young. He doesn't have that voice.
Grit. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate.
That I'm tired of going through this old stuff over and over and over. I'm like want to retire. That that old grumpy old man.
Yeah, like I'm getting sweatier than a hooker in a church.
Yeah,
like that line that he says. That's great.
I know he did a really good job in
Mark Wahlberg, the racist. Mark Wahlberg's racist.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah,
I feel like he's just writing that, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, what's that?
I'm like, I've never heard of that.
The Departed. Like he did an amazing job of being like really gritty in The Departed.
Again, I'm fucking Sully. Victor fucking Sullivan.
For once, I'm being serious. Oh, so wait, where did you see that he was racist? I didn't know this.
Yeah,
Against what group of people?
I wonder if he's still fucking with you.
He might be, but it's text. I can't get context.
Who do you think should play Sully?
That's a good question. Who would play Sully? Live
first
action.
Thought, probably not the best one, but this is just the first thought, all right? Mel Gibson.
What?
Have you seen? Remember the movie we saw?
Oh, the movie we saw. Yes.
With what?
What was it called? He was basically protecting, I think, his daughter or something. And he's really old and like has the gray hair and wrinkles and stuff. If he has that mustache, I think he could pull it off. What was it called? I can show you the. Hold on, Mel Gibson movies real quick.
I'm trying to think of old people. It's just weird just to say.
When I think of Sully, even though I think this actor might be too old, I think it's Sean Connery.
He's too old. And he has an accent. Like, he won't be able to do it.
All my money that he would not do the accent correctly. Russell Crowe, he can be fat and we know he has range.
Yeah, Russell Crowe would be really good. Oh,
Yeah.
Bloodfather, Brian.
Yeah, Mel Gibson and them. He's got some oomph.
I mean, I say I'm angry, but like if you like calm him down and put the mustache on, I think he could pull it off. But yo, good call. What was it? Did you just finish saying?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, I think, can definitely pull that off.
Because think about it, the way he talks in The Nice Guys, add a little more Brooklyn to that.
And he can do it. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys haven't seen The Nice Guys, Kels, have you seen The Nice Guys? It's Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
I don't think so.
I recommend it.
It's
Great
shitty
comedy.
movie, never watch it, you'll hate it.
Oh my god.
Now we got him.
All right, cool. And then for music, Sam Smith dropping an album, and that's the whole thing I saw on that list. But everyone's been dropping shit without telling anyone, so, and more, I guess, it's coming out on Friday. And that, boys, does not wrap up this week. Yeah. That's okay. Can you like let me
real quick,
like
to Kroby's point, people are bringing up the fact that Wahlberg used to use a lot of racial slurs and cause hate crimes as a teenager. Like, he was in a lot of trouble when he was a kid, and he's like since turned himself around.
okay.
I don't know of anything recently where he's like,
done something like offensive or
yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like it's a lot of that is like the same stuff with like Kevin Hart, where he stepped down from hosting was it the Grammys or
something
whatever,
like that, or the Oscars or
because
something.
10-15 years ago people like pulled up a bunch of tweets of or things of him saying anti-L whatever the fuck it is,
LGBTQA plus,
all that
I think
stuff.
it is.
And he's like, I mean, he like came out and he's like, look, I would like to think that I've changed. I have been supporting them. I've been donating to like their charities and that kind of stuff. Like, I was an idiot then, and I'm sorry. But people kept bringing it up to the point where he's like, I'm just gonna step down. I'm not gonna deal with this.
Gotcha. I was about to say, I don't remember anything recent. He's just been making his movies and moving on. But then again, I don't really watch none of his like press kid stuff or follow him on social media, so I think he just works out all the time. Randall, what you doing this week?
Is anything coming out?
Besides Watch Dogs Legion, that's it. I don't think you're really interested in that.
Did you guys play Ghost of Tsushima?
No, I don't have the audio set up for it. I need to get another capture card or somehow split the audio in a way where he can hear the game fine and me in a Discord while you guys can hear him as well. I didn't think about it until I started, like the day we were going to do it. I'm like, oh, fuck. We either can hear him or we'll be hearing the game through his mic. Unless he constantly like mutes and unmutes when he wants to talk. Maybe.
That's
and we're missing
right,
something else.
You're not next to each other. In my head,
Yep.
you guys were like, oh.
He's going to be playing. I mean, I'm not going to make him play on here when he has a big old monitor over there.
Why not?
He can hear the game. I don't know if you'll have enough bandwidth. So you know how with PS4 you can do PS Remote Play on a computer?
Yep.
And you guys are going to be in Discord, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
But he'll hear your end and not his.
Yep.
Why does he need to hear your end?
He needs to hear my voice at all. And I mean, he needs to have his headphones on him. So he either have headphones with my voice in Discord or headphones he can hear the game. Again, that's what I'm saying. I can either my only fix is I can just go grab another capture card, and then I have a long USB that I can use. So from his room, I can just capture his audio or like. Yeah, I can do something with that where I have his capture as well, and I can just use his audio from there. Like make a PS4 party, and we can just talk on the PS4 party. That way we can hear each other on the PS4. Somehow like that. Like I can. I need more thought. I didn't think about it until the day of, and I'm like, nope, I need to set this up in a proper way. So we have to postpone the Tsushima stuff.
If you streamed through your PS4, is the
yeah
quickest but like the dirtiest way to get it.
Yeah, and that encoder in that PS4 is horseshit. That looks nasty. And I don't blame them because it's not built to be a streaming machine, so it's built a game and then kind of stream at the side. But that quality is horrid. Anywho,
PS5 though.
Well,
we'll figure it out, and we'll try to stream it. Like, we definitely want to stream it, so I want to stream it.
Well, nothing in the gaming world. I guess just the same routine: work, gym, art.
Lit. Okay.
In that order.
Yeah,
pretty much. Like, don't forget sleep.
Yeah,
and eat.
Sleep. Fuck sleep.
I wish
No, Kelsey, you don't.
Sleep is important.
You don't got to tell me, Randall. Kelsey, the second I can just remove sleep from my life, that's 6 to 8 hours. I can do other things now.
Fucking time.
It is not subjective.
I miss it.
I like sleeping.
Yeah, if I can just
already
stay up forever.
You can't sleep. You can't dream. I like dreaming.
I guess that's fair.
Actually get some of my best ideas from dreams.
But you can daydream.
It's not the same.
Okay, I'm not saying it's the same, but I'm saying that's a an alternative.
You're not the same.
Oh shit, Randall! That money. Look what it turned you into. A monster.
What money?
You mean the 2 Bugattis out there are not yours? Got it.
First of all, if I had dumb money, I would not have Bugatti.
Oh yeah, you told me you didn't really care about Bugattis. That's right.
I would have a Nagara.
What about smart money though? Would that be Bugatti money?
Nope, I would have another Nagara.
Dang.
He lies.
I'm sorry.
Go to his room. He has one of those race car beds, and it's a Bugatti.
Okay.
I gotta be honest. That probably would be one of the funniest things I've seen. If I walk in there and he goes beep beep, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you?
The best thing would be when he goes to bed, like he jumps into the bed and goes, Skrr, and then just immediately passes out.
Even as a kid, I've never liked those beds.
Me neither. Like, I always thought, I'm like, why would kids want that?
You can sleep on the go.
You're not going anywhere, Brian. That bed don't move.
I'm not gonna lie though. I did want a bed that looked like a TIE fighter when I was little.
How you gonna say you don't? Okay, Randall. You just went from I don't understand why they want the cars to
because
but I also like that kind of stuff. That's not different.
No. I mean, I didn't like the car thing.
Oh, but you like the whole like molded into something else. Like it's
only wanted a TIE fighter.
Oh,
not NES.
Okay. Okay. I didn't even know they had one for TIE fighters. To be honest, I just seen the car ones.
They didn't.
Oh, you just said you wish they had one.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least I've never seen them.
To me, bunk beds are wild.
Yeah, right? Same.
Adam and I had one as kids.
I always felt like if I were to sleep on that, I'd be on the bottom one. Boom, sandwich dead.
Yeah, like I think my anxiety is like, nah, I can't do that. Like the worst is gonna happen. Like that's gonna break and I'm dead. It's gonna be.
Ours was made out of metal. Like
that's not breaking then. No, that's.
I did fall off the top bunk though.
Oh my!
That's worse then, because that's.
So the way that it was made is like the bottom one. The bottom one's like a, is it like a twin? Whatever the like. It's like not quite a queen, but not the
full.
smallest one.
It's full.
And then the top one was a twin, and there were arm rails. There were like guards that you could put up, and I stopped putting them up on the one side, and so it like when you went down, you could like step down onto the bed that was down below. I woke up on the edge one time and rolled over to like get up, and didn't realize like how close to the edge I was, and I just went and then hit the bed below and then fell onto the ground.
Okay, but so you had a soft landing before you rolled off to.
We'll call it soft, but sure.
Okay. What was I gonna say about the bunk bed stuff? Oh, no, I remember. Anyway, where were we at? Randall's working, whatever. Oh, Kelsey, what you doing this week?
This week
you gonna keep playing some Horizon?
Probably continuing to play Horizon Zero Dawn. So really enjoying that so far. That's definitely a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. Still,
it's a checkmark kind of game.
Yeah, like I'm definitely one of those. It's like, oh, there's an area over here where I can find something. I'm gonna go find it.
I can help you here. Make sure to gun for the battery armor. There's an armor that you, I guess at your difficulty level, believe me, it's gonna help you.
Okay.
And you have to collect like certain things and then unlock it. You might find the tomb where it's hidden, and you'll be like, oh, how do I get there? You have to go collect, I think it's batteries or something to power the
power cells. Yeah, I've already got one.
Okay, then go ahead.
I found it fairly quickly that there's like some armor stored somewhere, but I need 2 power cells in order to open it. Is that the place you're talking about?
I think so. And that armor is, yes, like that's the one you're probably gonna need for survivability anyway. So if you get to a point where they're like one-shotting you, that'll help.
Okay. No, I'm getting one shot regardless right now, like for the most part. Like especially like the smaller stuff, obviously not as much, but they're still doing like 60 to 80% of my life and damage. And then like the sawtooths, they're like, I see you, you're dead.
It's just fucking Homelander beams as soon as they look at you.
They were so like last night I was doing this one mission where I had to save these 2 dudes, or save these guys that were not where they were supposed to be, and there's 2 sawtooths just running around, and I was really struggling. But there was a time that I was like running and I got stuck on like a block or something, but like the block's over here, the thing's attack is over here. All of a sudden, my character's here and getting thrown this way, and I was like,
what?
But I wasn't anywhere near it, like over here. Like what the fuck happened?
Did it try to like it did its own like autocorrect of like the collision, and it's like, oh, you got hit.
I guess, I don't know. I've been having some weird issues with my computer lately. Like when I was playing Doom, everything would literally freeze. Like characters and things would stop moving or stop like updating, but my character would slide forward. Like I have no idea.
You're playing on an SSD though, right?
No.
Could it be maybe like a hard drive thing?
I mean,
is it like is it between like loading sections? Then that happens?
No, it's literally like me. Like I'm like in the middle of fighting stuff, and then all of a sudden, everything like stops, and then my character is like sliding forward in the frame, and then everything catches back up and starts doing stuff. It was weird. So I don't know if it's like something that's like actually going on with my computer, or if that was like a Doom thing.
How old is your motherboard or CPU?
Only a couple of years. Like I just recently upgraded this. I bought the 1700 Ryzen and then upgraded to the 2700X because it wasn't able to support streaming with Black Ops with the whatever that battle royale was.
Warzone or the Blackout.
Blackout, yeah.
When you get a chance to play Doom again, just for testing it, put up the temperatures and see if your motherboard's overheating. I know it's weird, but maybe like the north bridge is overheating or the south, like one of the internals and it's overheating. And because if your CPU is almost brand new and those things don't get that hot and you're not overclocking, right?
I'm not overclocking now.
I don't know, because if it's still rendering the game normally and then it just fixes itself, maybe it's a game loop, it's a CPU thing, or that's weird. And your RAM, is it new or old?
Everything's within the last like 3 years.
That's odd, dude. That's really odd. Unless it's just a game specific thing that you check to see if it has a bug. I've never had that happen.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it. It only happened like 2 or 3 times, so it wasn't like.
Oh, okay. It's not like a recurring thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
But it was the strangest thing ever.
It's like you stopped time then for a bit and then it resynced.
Yeah.
That would freak me out. That would infuriate me. The first time I'd be like, oh, that's weird. But if it caused me to die, nah. I'm exiting and figuring why the fuck this happened. Oh, shit. Okay. And yeah, Joe Hunt already, we'll get to the Siege stuff, so I might be doing that. Brian, what are you doing this week?
So boom, right? Tomorrow, we're beating Darksiders. All right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're beating it. All right?
Okay, wait. That looks like that was a huge gap. Are we beating it or are we beating Darksiders?
Both.
Oh shit! Randall, join my stream tomorrow. It's gonna be a wild one.
I want no parts of that.
You're not gonna be part of it. You're just gonna be watching.
Nope.
Oh shit!
You just need you to hold the camera.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be shaky if I hold it. So Darksiders and then the Siege stuff. Damn it. The thing is, I don't know if I'll be able to do that.
Thursday, what the intention is, unless we're sieging, is to actually have like that day towards stream your backlog shit. So I was gonna start with Panzer Paladin because I have that. It's that side-scrolling game where you're in like a mech and it's like oldie, like messenger style art.
Okay, I don't remember you showing me this. I'll check it out.
I haven't started it at all, but I figured probably be a quick W, just a quick check mark off of it. I don't know how long the game is, but probably gonna do that unless other plans. Friday I usually don't stream things. Saturday or Sunday morning stream. According to the poll that I did on Twitter, people would rather see morning music streams instead of weekday or weekend morning streams for music.
Oh, I mean, you didn't give me the option I wanted, so.
What?
Whenever you want to do it is the actual correct answer, but you didn't give me that option.
Yeah, but check this out.
Audio listeners, he's just dancing and looking at me. I don't know what that means.
You feel me? So one of those days will be that. I don't know if I'll do the whole time or until I just get burnt out or I just make something that I hate so much that I'm just gonna move on with my life. So then I might go from a music stream to a game stream. Sunday, if I'm feeling like it, the same thing I said before.
Gotcha. So this week it's a rocky one. It's mostly because of Siege. I want to play that, but also me and Brian are so close to finishing Darksiders that it's got to be that. So tomorrow, co-op stream, Darksiders. We'll hopefully finish that. We only have a few more chapters, I think. And then Thursday and Friday, I won't be streaming because I'm taking those days off of work because Janiana's currently on vacation, but I can't take the whole week off, obviously. So I just took Thursday and Friday off, and we're going to be hanging out for the rest of... Well, I mean, I got to hold PTO so when you come over in December.
Oh, speaking of that,
What's wrong?
No, this is a good thing. My office manager messaged me and was like, "Hey, just as a reminder, you can only carry over 80 hours of PTO, and I'm gonna have like 144 hours of PTO at the end of the year, and so I have to find 2 weeks to burn."
Okay.
So I was probably gonna take a couple days off for when I came down, and then just spend the rest of it on the last like 2 weeks, and just like have a mini vacation here at the house.
That'd be great. A staycation. You can stream all the hottest and newest games that are already out.
Exactly.
Skullcrows you can get in on that time.
Okay, we're moving on.
And I have to work on the car. I can't.
Oh, that's still a good stream though. If you can set it up with the cams.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
try and get the GoPro and things going. Really get into it.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm not gonna jinx it yet.
What?
Nothing. After I'm done with the episode. Give me a minute. So yeah, I want to do the Siege stuff back. How long is the event? Is it just this week or something?
Let me check.
Because if it's not just this week, then we're doing it Monday. I think that's the closest time I'll get to stream it.
I think they usually last like 2 weeks. If I'm
2 weeks?
Mistaken.
Fucking gangbusters then.
Hold
Lit.
on, don't get too excited.
Well, Johan said 2 weeks question mark, so he's been
okay.
November 10th. Oh, let's fucking go. Yeah, okay. So next Monday, let's see if we can plan ahead of that. Just next Monday, Siege. I gotta try this TDM, man. I guess you guys will probably try it before me, so you guys let me know if it is lit or if it's trash.
But I don't really play. I haven't played that game.
Oh,
I haven't even played as Sam Fisher.
Okay, well then I'll find out Monday. Because I'm down. I can't wait to try it. Because respawning in Siege. Let's go. I can really play dumb. You thought I was playing dumb with Ash before? Fam. I haven't played in years. Okay, well. So that's out. So tomorrow, Darksiders, Genesis. Hopefully we finish it. We only have a couple of chapters left. And then I'm off till probably Monday. Then we'll play Siege. I mean, because if you're trying to play, I know you have Siege as well, so we can try the TDM if you want.
All right.
And that's it. Videos are still going up. I have to upload my Little Misfortune playthrough. I'm going to upload it all as one episode because it was only like a 3-hour game, so I'm not gonna like, oh, watch an hour now and another hour next week when it's like a long movie. It's like watching Lord of the Rings, so extended edition. So you can watch the whole thing if you want, if you don't want to play it, and see what the choices I made and what happened. That should be coming up sometime this week. I still have to upload it. I already put them all together, or stitched them all together. It's pretty fast, and that should come up this week. Mario Galaxy playthroughs are still going up Thursdays. Fridays, obviously, is the podcast. Saturdays is Darksiders. And Sunday, it's supposed to be Life is Strange, but I haven't had a session of Life is Strange in a while. I'll get to that, I guess, whenever. And of course, Monday's Last of Us. Tuesday, I think, was Sekiro, but I think Sekiro's already they're done from the Extra Life gameplay. And then Wednesday, what is Wednesdays? It's supposed to be Marvel's, but I think Marvel's is done too. So what's up?
So for Sekiro, have you finished the game?
All that I played was on the Extra Life stream. I haven't gotten back to it yet.
Oh,
but there's another.
Finish that. I need you to get further in.
Okay, so like that's the.
Javi and I want you to get further in.
Yeah, Sekiro update tomorrow. That's true. I saw there's an update for Sekiro tomorrow. But I mean, there's November 19th, I think, is game day for Extra Life, like the official game day. So that's going to be the next 24 hours, I think. And I know what game keeps me up in the middle of the night. It's fucking Sekiro, because fuck. That shit boils the blood in a good way, I guess. I feel it's infuriating at the time, but like once you're done, you're like, oh, thank God, I'm done, you know? Anyway. So that's probably going to be in the block of the 24 hours, and then God rest my soul if I can get any further. And I think that's it for the week. And I mentioned the YouTube, all this other shit. Okay, we're good. Episode 115. You guys already said what you're doing this week. Episode 115 in the books. We'll see you guys next week.
The books.
Yeah, the books. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys. All right. Well, you guys see ya.